Welcome back to high school baseball on Comcast. Today from Pleasant Hill, it's the College Park Falcons and the Northgate Broncos. Dan Wall and Coach John Whitman is always here on Comcast. And Coach, I know it's your favorite time of the year. The pros are just around the corner, but high school kicked off this week here in the DFAL, and you're just as happy as a clam. I can see you in a big pile of sand.
Oh yeah, the grass has been cut. You can smell it. It smells great. Looking forward to some good baseball here today.
I know you're heading off to spring training next week, and we'll have a couple games for you. But today it's College Park and Northgate. Neither of these teams have jumped out of the gate very strongly, Coach. It'd be kind of an understatement. Both teams lost big on Tuesday. Both teams looking for a victory here today.
Both teams struggled on the mound and at the plate. So one of these teams is going to get their first win here today.
Should be an interesting ball game today. The Northgate Broncos traveling to Pleasant Hill to take on the College Park Falcons. We'll have all the action for you next here on Comcast.
Take advantage today with rates at record lows. Charter Funding Incorporated of Antioch is your local mortgage broker whose commitment is service with integrity. Charter Funding Incorporated works with many lenders to find the best program to fit your needs. First-time home buyers, 100% financing, no down payment, and interest only. No one is left out. Whether it's a rate reduction, cash out, new purchase, good or bad credit, let the professionals at Charter Funding Incorporated handle all your loan details. Call us today at 776-1700.
What is a coach, a teacher, a motivator, a leader? The person who sees your athletic potential and maximizes it, regardless of the sport. At Velocity Sports Performance, you train with a highly qualified coach every time you train. Your coach makes you work hard, but your coach makes you a better athlete. Train with a coach who knows. Velocity Sports Performance. Maximize your potential. We guarantee it.
Hi, I'm Rocco Vialli, and I'd like to welcome you to Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria here in Walnut Creek. Rocco's is a great place for family dining. In addition to serving the best pizza in the East Bay, Rocco's also serves many classic Italian pasta specialties. Make Rocco's your home for your next team party. Great pizza, great pasta, great people.
Rocco's!
A part of your community.
For decades, Dolan's has been providing the finest quality name brands for new construction and home improvement. Superior names like Marvin, Anderson, Milgard, Posey, and more. But it's Dolan's low truckload pricing and tradition of superior customer service that makes this retailer preferred by builders, architects, and homeowners throughout the community. Visit your nearest Dolan's and discover how affordable the very best can be. And join Dolan's in supporting your local teams.
Back at College Park High School, there's a beautiful shot of the scenery here as we get ready for today's game. The Northgate Broncos versus the College Park Falcons. And College Park is going to take the field here shortly. Coach, tell us a little bit about both of these teams, why they're off to the start that they are.
Well, both teams, as I said earlier, struggled on the mound, but and at the plate. But this should be a pretty good ball game. We got two young pitchers out here today, both very similar. They have a fastball. Both pitchers have a changeup, and both pitchers have a curveball.
Let's take a look at the Northgate batting order. Todd Surdez, the shortstop, leads off. Frank Giros, second baseman, bats second. Mark Jukoff, the big power man, at third base, hits third today. Jeff Webster, the designated hitter in the cleanup spot. Devin Oler on the mound today for the Northgate Broncos. Anthony Alessi, we saw him during the basketball season over at first base today. Alex Dixon in right field. Chip Hayashi in center field. And Nick DiTomaso in left field for the Northgate Broncos. Brandon Flickinger will be the catcher today, and on the mound for College Park today is Justin Haar.
Justin is just a sophomore, learning the game as he goes along here at the varsity level. It's always tough your first year on the varsity. He's got a good fastball, working on his changeup, and he's got a nice curveball.
Let's take a look at the defense behind Haar today. Boker, Tedmus, and Goad. And you know Alex Goad a little bit, or excuse me, Andy Goad. You had mentioned him earlier today. Gibson, Smith, Marquez, we saw him on the football field as well for College Park. And Ligon over at first base for the Falcons. Haar on the mound, and Spinelli, the catcher, for head coach P.J. Bunyard in his second season. And College Park, as we mentioned, started a little slow, but this league is really top-heavy with Acalanes, Miramani, and Los Lomas. Those are three of the better teams in the area, Coach.
As you mentioned the other day, there was a big differential in runs scored, but the top half of the league and the bottom half of the league, and so there'd be very few teams in the middle.
Well, just to not dwell on it, but here it is, Coach. On March 15th, which was Tuesday, opening day in the DFAL, there were 10 games. 5 baseball games involving the boys and 5 softball games involving the girls. The winning teams in those 10 games scored 120 runs. The losers scored 12.
Wow.
That's incredible. So we'll talk a little bit about these two teams. Don't forget the Comcast Game of the Week can only be seen on your Comcast Community Access channel. And that's either 25, 26 in some areas. I know out in my area in Pittsburgh and Antioch, Coach, it's channel 26.
Yep.
There's the catcher today for College Park, Cooper Spinelli, behind the plate. And we're getting ready to play. College Park in their customary white and the purple trim. The Falcons and Northgate in the red and gold trimmed gray road uniforms today. Northgate, you know, they had a couple of really good players. Coach, we talked about them, Scott Bradley and Phil Schmidt. Bradley's at Long Beach State now, and Phil Schmidt has kind of given up baseball because he's on the fast track to be a doctor. I think there's probably going to be a little bit more dough in that for him.
Good choice.
And over at Cal. But Northgate is kind of in a little bit of a rebuilding mode, as you see Todd Surdez, the shortstop, who will lead off. But always competitive, and of course Chris DeClerc, their head coach, also in his second year, took over for one of your old buddies.
Yes.
So here we go, underway right now from College Park High School. Nice kind of, it's late winter, early spring type day with some overcast and a slight breeze blowing in, and a bunt on the first pitch, and that ball rolls foul as the third baseman, Scott Gibson, comes up to take it in foul territory.
Good idea by Todd. Waited late, got it down the line, just rolled a little bit foul. Now for the rest of the game, the third baseman's got to be up on the edge of the grass, which takes away his reaction time and opens up a bigger hole for Todd.
It actually might not be a bad idea, though, Coach. I was watching infield, and there's a dip right in front of the third baseman over there, so might not be a bad idea to play up a little bit on this field today, although College Park's field, a lot different than when I played here. It's really a nice complex they have out here now. That's an off-speed pitch that breaks over the outside corner for a strike, 0-2. Juros and then Zhukov. Zhukov, of course, has a little bit of power, we've been told.
Second-team All-Leaguer from last year.
Absolutely. As a sophomore, he's a junior now. And there's a fly ball down the right field line. That could be trouble, but a nice running catch by Goad over near the foul line for the first out of the ballgame.
Pitched him away, and Todd took it away. That's the one pitch you don't want to get beat on, 0-2, 1-2. You're ahead the count, make him hit your pitch, and that's exactly what happened.
He kind of had to reach out for that one.
Nice jump by the right fielder, Mr. Goat.
Here's Juros, the second baseman, a senior. You see, Har has a nice off-speed pitch. In the paper the other day, in the preview in the Times, Coach Bunyard said that all 9 of his pitchers are basically varsity newbies, and that it's going to be a learning experience for all of them. But he seems to have pretty good command of his pitches here early.
Good fastball right there.
That was it was up just a little high though, and he couldn't get his arms out extended and fouls it down the right field line. It's 1-1.
And when you got to go to off-speed pitch like that, it makes the fastball look even faster.
High mound here too, in kind of a high, short mound here. It doesn't have that gradual slope. It kind of sticks up like a little hill.
Little anthill.
Yes. Ground ball, shortstop in the hole, and that's going to have to go to the coach for a determination.
E6.
I was going to say, knowing coach, it'll be an error on shortstop Kevin Smith. He's brutal on the on those scoring decisions. Here's another look at it.
Okay, here we go. Pitches over the middle. Takes a little bit to his right. Got his feet set. Just took his eye off the ball a little bit. Came up, hit him on the heel of the mitt. The glove. Excuse me.
One thing there, Coach, with the third baseman in a little due to the speed and obviously that bunt, he might have been able to cut that ball off under normal circumstances.
Exactly.
And wasn't able to get over there. And then so with shortstop Smith waiting, he had to try to rush his throw, and it was an error. So runner at first, 1 out, and Zhukov, the third baseman, senior, all-leaguer last year, is the batter, and he was the losing pitcher on Tuesday. Northgate lost their opening game 10-2 to Campalindo. They're 0-4 on the season and 0-1 here in DFAL play, and picked to finish in that 6-7 spot here in the league this year.
Actually, 8-9 slot.
Oh, they even have farther down than that.
Yeah.
Northgate basketball, we were talking about that, had a real bad year this year, the boys basketball team. Usually a strong contender in the DFAL, didn't win a game. So sometimes you go through that. You know, you can't make trades. You can't go down to Ignacio and pick up a center if you need one, or a second baseman.
It goes in cycles, but I know Coach Swan, they'll be back tough next year.
Oh, absolutely. He's a good coach and a good guy.
There's no reflection on his coaching ability right there.
No, that's the hard part. And you know that as good as anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get Jeff Pico and Alex Sanchez every year. That ball is hit hard but foul down the left field line. Zhukov, you can see he's a big boy. He's built already like a third baseman. Nice, got those forearms going. Steve Garvey forearms, we call them.
Popeye.
Yes.
I'm a little concerned Justin's fastball's up a little bit today. He's got to get that ball down if he's going to be effective.
One and one. And that's a wild pitch. Spinelli will go over and pick that up, but not before Juros advances down to second base. So a runner in scoring position here with one out. By the way, Coach, Phil Coble and Russ Russlander are our officials or umpires here today.
Both veteran umpires. Ball in the dirt. He's got to get down those knees quicker. One thing he did very well, the mitt went down first and the knees went down second, but the knees were really slow.
2-1. Very deliberate worker here today. And there's a fastball that's down but outside. 3-1. Jeff Webster, the designated hitter, is on deck, and then the pitcher Oler here for the Broncos in the first inning.
And you do have an open base, which will put you one pitch away from getting out of the inning on a double play ball. So you don't have to be real fat here. And that was fat.
And that is a lined foul down the left field side. You know, Coach, it's amazing when you look at it, though, but the top 5 teams in the league, predicted 1 through 5, beat the bottom 5 teams on Tuesday. If that was any sort of indication how things are going to go this year. We mentioned some of the scores.
Look at all the double figures.
Yeah, well, 10,
11, 15, 13, 28.
Yeah, Dublin 28, Mount Diablo 3.
They get all the extra points.
I think
4
so.
touchdowns.
Yeah, I think they didn't even have to go for 2. And an off-speed pitch is down, and Zhukov walks. Not exactly the worst move in this situation with the big power man Zhukov up there who can do some damage. And now Webster, the DH, although the number 4 batter, now you have a force at third base.
Correct.
Back on, and this is a lot better situation for College Park, I think, with 1 out.
I'd like to see the middle infielders a little tighter to turn the double play. They're a little bit separated there.
And there's a pitch down and a nice block by Spinelli. Smith at short, Marquez at second base. And there's a good look at the...
See, they're a little wide. It's going to take them a long time to... It's going to take them a long time to get to that base. Another great view from our scissor lift.
That's the Hertz scissor lift.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hertz.
Thanks to Fred over at Hertz and Pat for helping us out and getting this game on. Webster
Pitch.
fouls that one away.
Now, again, he was up with that fastball.
I'd have to say the one good thing about the fastballs he's thrown that they're up and out, though. And they're leaning and reaching for him, and they haven't been able to put much on him.
That's true.
You put that over the inside corner of the plate, and we might be watching the left fielder turn and run a little bit.
And Dan, you mentioned earlier about the scoreboard. They got a beautiful scoreboard here, not working. Makes our job a lot tougher.
There's a curveball. Strike 2. I'm even keeping balls and strikes in my book today, Coach.
Yeah, you're
because,
awesome.
Yeah, there's the non-working scoreboard. Very nice.
Interesting to see what he does here. He went...
Took a little off that one on the outside, but it broke outside. 2-2.
Good place to miss when you're ahead in the count.
So 2 runners on, 1 out, and a 2-2 count to the number 4 batter Webster here. Oler, the pitcher, will bat next unless Mr. Webster hits into a double play here, and he dribbles one to short. I don't think they're going to get 2.
Get one there.
Nice play by Smith over to Lagon for the second out of the inning. The runners advance to second and third. 2 down, and Devin Oler, the pitcher, is the batter.
Give him a chance to help, big chance to help himself. Yeah, just got on top of that ball. Shortstop came in under control. Nice job with 2 hands. Great job catching that ball with 2 hands. He got a nice throw to first base. So Oler's going to try to help his cause out here.
Oler, a senior, the first left-handed batter of the ball game. And a good block again by Spinelli.
Now that was very nice.
And a very big backstop area here behind home plate.
And it didn't always used to be like that, huh, Dan?
That's right. I remember throwing a couple wild pitches here that bounced back to me.
Right.
I think the backstop was about where the umpire is
You're
right
right.
now on the old
You're
field,
right.
but they've extended here, but it's brick.
He'd leave here with green paint on his pants.
Yeah. And another one, so 2-0.
Here's where a good blocking catcher really comes into play here. If you got a good blocking catcher, your pitcher could throw more breaking balls. If you can't block a ball, you're not going to be throwing breaking balls because you're afraid it's going to get by and throw a run in. So 2 nice blocks in a row.
That's a fastball inside, 3-0.
Just missed.
Northgate scored 2 runs on 6 hits on Tuesday in their loss to Campo Lindo. College Park only had 1 hit in a 15-0 loss to Miramani.
And that game went 7 innings.
All these games, I noticed that. Now, people are not opting for that 5-inning rule.
I think that stinks. I don't like the 5
Is it 6 now that they went with, Coach?
No, it's still 5, but the whole premise behind that, I want to get as many players in the game no matter what the score is.
I take the bus ride. I want to play. I don't care.
Exactly.
Exactly. There's Coach DeClerc. Here's a look at the bases that are loaded up here. Juros at third, Zhukov at second, Oler at first base, and the number 6 batter, Anthony Alessi, the first baseman, steps in. Another lefty.
Played some basketball.
Yes, he did. And a senior, and he fouls off the first pitch.
Pitch was up, but he got out in front of the hitter. So that's the on-deck hitter who's supposed to get the foul ball on that side. So for you young players, when you're on deck, your job is not just to get ready. Your job is to also get foul balls on your side and wild pitches when there's nobody on base.
That looked like a changeup on the outside corner, and you could see Alessi kind of lunged for it, fouled it back. 0-2, so Har right where he wants Alessi here. 0-2 count, but the bases are loaded with 2 outs. There's a good look at the infield here.
I'm going backdoor curveball, which means on the outside and then get a little piece of that outside corner, or I'm going hard in on his hands. Let's see what he does here. He's out in front. Don't want to give him anything fat.
Alessi calls time. And it's always a little, just a bit of a guessing game in high school. There's no scouting reports out at Borders Books right now where you can pick up the 500-page volume, tells you everything a player did last year. That's outside. I guess in this situation, Coach, you got to go with the pitcher's strength versus what you think is the hitter's weakness.
Right now I do, yes. It's 1-2. Now we're going to see a breaking ball here. See what we get. Fastball.
And there it is, a fastball at the knees, strikes out Alessi and retires the side. So no runs for Northgate here in the top of the first, and we're going to stay right here and set the lineups for you for College Park and the Northgate defense. Go ahead,
that was
Coach.
his best fastball in the whole entire inning right there. Great time to get a strikeout.
And right at the knees.
Beautiful.
Wow, beautiful. Great pitch, good call. So let's take a look now at the College Park batting order. Kevin Smith at short leads off. Chris Bowker in left field bats second. Ryan Tedmus, the center fielder, hits third. Cooper Spinelli, the catcher, is the cleanup hitter. That's right, folks. Joe DiMaggio, the great nephew of the Yankee Clipper, is the designated hitter for the College Park Falcons. Mark Marquez at second base hits sixth. Andy Goad, the right fielder, made a nice running catch there in the first. Bats seventh. Ryan Lagon, the first baseman, hits eighth. And Scott Gibson, today the third baseman, hitting ninth. We mentioned pitcher Justin Har. Let's take a look at today's pitcher for Northgate, Devin Oler.
And Devin's got a good fastball, got a good changeup, and he's got a nice little curveball. Both pitchers are very similar today.
Although Har a little bit taller and leaner, Oler a little shorter and a little stouter, although pretty typical build for a teenager.
And Oler is a senior.
DiTomaso, Hayashi, and Dixon in the outfield today for the Broncos. Zhukov, Serdez, Juros, and Alessi in the infield. Oler pitching, Flickinger catching for head coach Chris DeClerc of the Northgate Broncos.
A lot of young players on both teams here today. Nice to see that.
We mentioned College Park, their loss on Tuesday to Miramani, and they're picked, as you mentioned, ninth. Both these, but I think there's Coach DeClerc and his assistant on the bench with him, John Burchett. Coach, though, I think anywhere in there, 6 to 10, except for possibly Mount Diablo. Mount Diablo, of course, needs to win a game. I think they've lost 55 straight games in the league.
In the 50s.
Yeah, and we're going to see them next week against Concord. But I think that anywhere in there could be you could have a shuffle. We need to seriously talk about those, seeing Acalanes and perhaps Las Lomas. I know Las Lomas has Diallo Fawn, one of the great hitters in this area.
And
That ball is drilled. The very first pitch to the leadoff batter, Kevin Smith, is up the alley, and a leadoff double on the first pitch from Oler. And they wasted no time there, Coach.
And they've got as many hits now as they did the whole last game. And that ball was driven, just as you said, Dan.
Here's a good look at fastball, right on it.
Great turn of the lower half of the body. That's what drives the ball all the way to the wall, not his upper body.
You can see Hayashi out there. Got it back in quickly and held him to a double. Here's the number 2 batter, Boker.
Nice block.
Runner going, and there's no third baseman there as Jukoff came in to field that bunt. So Smith leads off with a double, goes to third on a, she could call that a wild pitch.
Yeah, in the dirt. Third baseman has to hold his spot because that side of the diamond is the pitcher's responsibility. He bit off a little more than he could chew.
Runner at third, no outs. And there's a ball outside, 2-0.
See if we can get a lift shot here. See how far with the infield. Okay, now they're going back. Okay, so they're going to give up a run early. I agree with that.
Tedmus and then Spinelli for the Falcons here. That was a little high, 3-0.
So now some things that are going through your mind now. Are you going to send Kevin Smith on contact, or you wait till there's one out? I always like to wait till there was one out before I send him on contact.
Here's a strike.
Nice pitch.
Took a little off that one. 3-1. Good shot from behind the plate. There's a fly ball. Actually more of a pop-up, but out of play. Over by our truck here today. There you can see the gym and the basketball courts outside. Our crew here today, of course, Matt Bolander in the truck with the Morgan. Joel's hanging around, and all of our great cameramen.
Yep.
Joe Ocon.
Great crew.
There's a ground ball, and that's a fair ball off the glove of Jukoff. Runner scores. Smith. Bowker down to second base with a double, so 2 doubles. And College Park has more runs and more hits in the first 2 batters, Coach, than they had on Tuesday.
Yep. Great way to start the day. And coming up with the number 3 hitter, Ryan Tedmus.
RBI for Bowker. Here's another look at it.
Turned on it really well. Took a big high hop. Gave it an all-out effort down there at third. But that's a double.
D. Tomaso had to come in from left field to make the play. And here's Ryan Tedmus. And right off the bat again, this time on a, what would be called a pass ball. The catcher loses the ball. Flickinger behind the plate. Runner advances to third. Another runner in scoring position.
There was obviously a miscommunication on the signs there. Their catcher was expecting one pitch and another was thrown, and that's why he missed it. And the ball hit the umpire.
College Park 11th and 15 overall last year, 8 and 10 in league. That pitch is high, 2-0. Northgate was 8 and 15 overall, 6 and 12 in league.
The reason why you can have some miscommunication there is because when the runner gets to second base, you usually go to a different set of signals, so the base runner doesn't pick up what you're calling.
There's a strike, 2-1.
And one guy was on the one page and one guy was on the other page.
That's a tough one because you're expecting the ball in one spot. Of course, especially with a curve if it's a slow curve. You reach for it one way and it hits in the heel of your glove and you drop it. That floats inside, 3-1. So Oler in trouble here in the first. 1-0 College Park. Runner at third, Bowker. Tedmus with a 3-1 count at the plate, and the number 4 batter, Cooper Spinelli, on deck. That was a nice pitch there. That kind of fooled Tedmus a little. I think he wasn't expecting the movement on that pitch.
Kind of exploded the last second.
And there's a base hit to left field. Bowker forced to just hold to make sure that the line drive wasn't caught, but a base hit by Tedmus, and it's 2-0 College Park. You're talking about a team breaking out. They broke out here in the first.
And Ryan stayed back really well on that pitch. let the ball travel. And boom, he just unloaded on it. Great piece of hitting there.
2 runs in, no outs, and Spinelli the batter, and an off-speed pitch is a ball, and the throw took a couple of hops down to second base and a stolen base. So College Park just moving at will here on the bases, Coach.
Yep, they're having everything their way right now.
Stolen base for Tedmus.
Okay, here we are now with a runner at second base. Goes to a separate set of signals.
There's a fastball that stays up. 2-0 to Spinelli. And Joe DiMaggio on deck. I always wanted to say that. Is Mickey Mantle here? No.
Good pitch.
Of course, the Yankee Clipper grew up in Martinez. It's not far from here. He must get a lot of talk, Joe DiMaggio, about that.
You have to think, did he choose baseball or did somebody else choose baseball for
He
him?
wears number 5.
There you go. He must love it.
3-1.
I think if Spinelli gets on, we might see a visit from the head coach. We'll see. He's throwing a lot of pitches here.
And this is just the 4th batter here with 2 runs in, a runner at second, no outs. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and that's popped up. And I believe it's playable for Flickinger, and it is, and he makes the catch. This is a hard sky today, Coach. It's that dull kind of grayish-white sky and a dull kind of grayish-white ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of looks the same. Just kind of a, I guess it's supposed to rain this weekend.
Yep.
And I guess the early clouds have arrived here. It's Thursday. We're taping the game on Thursday. So 1 down on the pop-up to Flickinger. Runner still at second is Tedmus. And here's Joe DiMaggio. Runner goes. Here's the throw. Nice throw, and he's gone. That time, Flickinger had a good pitch to handle, and that ball was there. I think that was the old case of the ball was there way before the runner.
Yep.
Regardless of where the tag was.
Like I said, you got 2 veteran umpires here. They're gonna bang them on that one.
Yeah.
You're already in scoring position at second base with the 5-hitter up here.
And with 2 outs, so
Yep.
you're going to be running on anything anyway. So.
Yep.
That pitch is inside. I believe it's 1-1, Coach. If the scoreboard was working, I'd probably know better.
Well, we got a lot of things going on.
Yeah. It's tough to keep it all under control, especially when you're trying to watch the throw and see if the umpire actually stuck his hand out
Yep.
for the strike on the first play. So, might not matter. Here's a pop-up, straight back and out of play. We're going to say it's 1-2 and hope we're right. And there's an old basketball backboard there, Coach. That one, I don't think that one's in use anymore.
No, I don't think so.
Foul back. So now I know there's 2 strikes.
And the wind's kind of blowing in a little bit.
Just a touch. Hertz Equipment Rental. Visit their newest location at 305 South Buchanan Circle in Pacheco. Thanks for the scissor lift, guys.
Right down the street.
Also, Rocco's Restaurant and Pizzeria for tonight's crew meal. That was, I'll tell you, they make a pepperoni pizza to die for over there. Unbelievable. I was looking forward to the pizza today. More than the, I think actually coming over, it was like the thing that got me over here. I knew we were having pizza, then the game followed.
The reason I like it is because it's not one of those standard chain pizzas that
Right.
you know exactly what it's going to look like. No, they do a great job over there.
It's like a big French bread crust and
Right.
lots of cheese.
Just
and
like they
pepperoni.
used to be.
Yep, it's great. And DiMaggio reaches out and pokes one into right field for a base hit. And, Coach, as you mentioned, if they hadn't tried to steal third there, it'd be 3-0 with 2 outs.
They ran themselves into an out. Let's see what we can do here. Pitch is away. And anytime the ball's away, you're going to get a lot of body into it. You saw you didn't get a lot of turn on the backside, which is normal. They took it to right field real well.
4 out of the first 5 batters for College Park have reached on hits here in the bottom of the first, and Marquez is the batter. And that, is there something about throwing the first pitch in the dirt, Coach? Is it a requirement?
No. It happens quite a bit
It's happened
today.
in the top and the bottom portions of this inning. I don't know if it's a tradition, Coach, but I think the last 3 years we've started our schedule here at College Park. I know last year we did.
Yep, out the elbow.
Yeah.
He's throwing a lot of pitches. I'd like to see my middle infielder come in and talk to the pitcher and give him a chance to catch a breather here. And he's just throwing a lot here.
That's a ball.
And when you throw a lot of pitches, you don't get the close pitches for strikes.
And another ball. So Oler looks like he's laboring a little bit out there, Coach. 5 of the 6 batters have reached base. That's the first walk, but as you mentioned, he's probably thrown 30 pitches or more here in the bottom of the first inning. And Andy Goad, the right fielder, is the batter. Purchase your copy of this game, shipping courtesy of UPS included. Call 933-6264. Ask for Metal Matt. He'll set you up.
And Andy batted leadoff last year as a freshman here.
So number 10.
I had him for a couple lessons. Really intelligent young man. Really, not only just intellectually, but really knows the game of baseball too. Real nice kid. Can run.
Another ball.
He has good baseball demeanor. Just watch his body language.
He looks like a baseball player.
Yes, he sure does. And we do have some movement in the bullpen. Right, number 33.
Number 33 for Northgate. In the bullpen is Brendan Falk. There's a strike. 2-1. Yes, we were. Brendan Falk was mentioned, and also I believe David Bourne as relief pitchers that we might see in today's game.
Yeah, Bourne threw 1+ innings on Tuesday.
There's a foul down the third base side there. 2-2. Runners at second and over at first base. Down at second base is DiMaggio. Marquez is at first. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. I looked at that. That 2 is kind of buried in there with all the stuff. If you look at my scorebook, Tedmus had a full count. He has an RBI. He had a base hit. He stole a base, and he was thrown out on a 2-5 for the second out.
You got a lot in that little box there.
It's our bullpen cam for you. And that ball's driven to left field. And it's right in front of DiTommaso, a little bit of English, and he misses it. Goad into second base with a
base hit.
Who's going to call it a double? The coach. Do students get easier calls than non-students, Coach? Is that how it works?
Well, what makes that ball tough, if you can ask Moises Alou about this in about another
I was going to say we're probably going to be asking him a lot about that.
Let's see what we got. Let me see a little closer here. That ball's got to be caught. You're right, man.
I'm still giving him a double because I already wrote it down.
What's still tough about that ball is that it's breaking away from him.
That's a tough play. I know that as a 45-year-old still trying to play softball in Antioch, that certain plays are easier to make, and anytime a left fielder hits the ball to the left side, that the ball's going to have that inside-out English on it, and exactly what happened with Goad. So Goad on with a disputed double or error, according to the coach. Marquez is at third. DiMaggio scores. It's 3-0. And there's another line drive into right field, a base hit. Here comes the throw. Not in time. 5-0 College Park here in the first inning.
And think what it would be if the runner was not thrown out at third.
It'd be 6.
Yes.
Here's another look at it. Another good piece of hitting by College Park.
And a great attempt by the second baseman. Good job. Laid it all out there.
5 runs in. All on RBIs, which is nice to see. A lot of times in high school you're dealing with errors and situations like that, but all of these are RBI hits. 3 doubles, 3 singles, 6 hits. A runner still at first here with 2 outs. And Scott Gibson,
our 9th hitter up.
I was going to say, just about ready to mess up our scorebook if he gets on.
And not a visit yet from the coach.
Would you have went out by now, Coach?
Yes.
To visit?
A middle infielder would have called time and talked, and I would have been out once.
Yeah, Oler's really struggling there. A walk on 4 pitches. Gibson on. The leadoff batter, Smith, comes up, who ripped the first pitch. Might have hit the ball the hardest.
Yes, he drilled it.
So Smith has already batted here in the first, has a double, scored a run. And now I have to mess up my scorebook here, Coach, for the rest of the game.
Which means Dan has got to cross out inning number 2
yes, and then
put 1 there and start a new column. Oh, beautiful block.
And there's the first pitch in the dirt again. I guarantee you, if you go through, we've had 16 batters in the first inning. I bet you 10 of them have started with the ball in the dirt. And Smith hits another ball.
That's trouble.
Left field, down the line.
Had a nice play.
D. Tommaso over near the line makes the catch, and that ends the inning. But not before College Park scores 5 runs on 6 hits and take a 5-0 lead here to the second inning.
If you dump your oil, tempers boil, it ends up in the bay. Oh, smile, it's Oil Buster Camera. Don't want your oil to choke us, you're in focus, your neighbors just might say. Smile, it's Oil Buster Camera. Well, it's not fun to pay a big fine for polluting our water supply. It's not fun to talk to police as the neighbors walk on by. So now you're reeling, how's the wallet feeling? A big fine you're gonna pay. Smile, it's Oil Buster Camera. Smile, it's Oil Buster Camera.
And there's one of the fine canines here in the, is it Dog Day like they have at Packville Park?
Oh, yeah.
You can bring your dog to the game?
Uh-huh. Got to clean up after it, though.
Top of the second inning here from, actually a lot of people think we're in Concord, but it's Pleasant Hill, College Park, right across from DVC.
And the mall.
And the mall, Sun Valley Mall. As a matter of fact, College Park, if we can get a look at this, don't forget Charter Funding Incorporated in the Antioch Rivertown District, 776-1700. From the high camera, if we can get a shot after these ads, I want to show you where they might build a new football field, Coach. Dolan's Lumber, Doors and Windows, down on the Camino Diablo in Walnut Creek, and also Monument Boulevard in Concord. Thanks for jumping on board. Fitness 19, where you can afford to be fit, on Ignacio Valley Road in Walnut Creek. Alex Dixon, Chip Hayashi, and Nick DiTommaso against Har in a bunt, and that one stays fair. Nice play by the catcher. Spinelli on to first in time, 1 out.
One thing Spinelli did really well there, after he fielded it, he cleared the baseline and had a nice throwing line to the first baseman so he would not hit the runner in the back. Let's see what we pick up here. We've got most of it on the runner, so you can't see Spinelli. There he is. See how far inside?
Yep.
He
Very
fielded
nice.
the ball very close to the line and made a nice play.
Har off speed to start Hayashi, and it's a ball, 1-0.
Now here, it's 5-0. You come in, you got a 5-run lead. You want to be a little bit more aggressive here with your fastball.
Now here's the area where Northgate with Hayashi, DiTommaso, Cerdez, and Juros can all run. And obviously the goal would be to get guys on in front of Jukov. Okay, now there's the old football field. You can see they have a new track, and there you can see the goalpost. We actually played a freshman game there when I played at Park Junior High 30 years ago, Coach. There's some bleachers, but they're talking about building their own football field here with the new turf. I believe they have money for the turf. They need money for the lights and stands to get the project done. Nice play by the shortstop, Smith. 2 down.
Another great job of using 2 hands on that slow hit ball, so you don't have to worry about transferring it from your glove to your hand. That's where a lot of players make mistakes. Watch them catch with 2 hands. Boom, right there. So there's no transfer involved from glove to ball to hand. Great job.
Here's DiTommaso, who had a rough first inning out in the field.
A lot of action out there.
A lot of action, running into the alley, running after balls. made a nice catch to end the inning.
Also a backup catcher.
That ball's high. Just to finish that story in the football field, College Park is, you know this well because you teach at Antioch, and Antioch lost a player there last year to an injury during a game. But a lot of people are concerned about the field at DVC, that the AstroTurf is just too hard and the high school kids are getting hurt too much. College Park plays all their home games there and have for years. They walk right across the street. Kind of almost seems like home, but it isn't, and they want to build a football field here. You know, Concord's getting lights this year and is going to play home games.
Good for them.
For the first time. And, of course, Los Lomas and Campo Lindo will have their new field, so we'll have all kinds of great fields to visit during the football season. But
that's great.
Today's our first baseball game and our first spring game as that ball is low. We're also going to do a lacrosse game and a rugby game, I guess.
All right.
Do you know anything about rugby?
It's a very rough, it's football without pads.
Yes. It's like you have to be even meaner to play rugby than you do to play football.
The ball's a little bigger.
A little bigger.
A little rounder.
Yep. And they have like a scrum.
Yep.
They have the scrum.
Which is like a huddle that moves.
Yeah. That pitch is outside. The third walk of the ball game. As D. Tomaso was on. He previously walked Jukoff and Oler in the first inning, but got out of that one. You know, Northgate had an opportunity in the top of the first with the bases loaded.
Yep.
But he got out of it. He struck out Alessi with what you called the best pitch of the day. Here's Surdez. Flew out to right field to lead off the ball game. And he likes that right field line. And there's another look. See, the track is new. They put in the new track, and now, as I mentioned, I think they have the money for the field. They need money for lights and bleachers now to accommodate the kind of crowds that they would draw. But I think anyone would like to play on their own home campus.
It's how you develop pride in your school.
Although I will say, I think of all the teams that have to travel, College Park has to travel the least. And Matt just said in my ear that Ignacio Valley's putting field turf in and wants to play at home. And I think if you can do it, it's great.
Yep.
You need to be able to play your sports at your home venue.
Whoops.
Now that, folks, somewhere they're going to send that to the baseball dictionary and say this is a wild pitch.
That's Bull Durham.
that was what was his name?
I can't.
What was Tim Robbins' name? I'll have to think of it. I'll have to think of that one.
Yeah, like Euchre would say, just a little bit high.
Yep. Because Crash Davis was Kevin Costner. Yeah. And that's a great movie. I had to pull it out about every 6 months to watch that one. I think I watched it about 3 months ago. I know some of us watch it for the baseball, and some of us watch it for Susan Sarandon.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us what you think. Call 933-6264. Tell us what you think, what you'd like to see here on Comcast. You know we do a full football schedule in the fall. We just finished our basketball season a couple weeks ago. Not a very good NorCal session for our local teams, Coach. We can talk about that a little after this out. Nice play by the third baseman, Gibson, and that retires the side as Surdez is retired. No runs for Northgate in the second. We move on to the bottom of the second, 5-0 College Park.
For decades, Dolan's has been providing the finest quality name brands for new construction and home improvement. Superior names like Marvin, Anderson, Milgard, Posey, and more. But it's Dolan's low truckload pricing and tradition of superior customer service that makes this retailer preferred by builders, architects, and homeowners throughout the community. Visit your nearest Dolan's and discover how affordable the very best can be. And join Dolan's in supporting your local teams.
It doesn't matter what sport you play. It doesn't matter what position you play. It doesn't matter whether you're turning pro or just starting out. It doesn't even matter how old you are. If you want to maximize your potential, you need Velocity Sports Performance. Velocity Sports Performance. Maximize your potential. We guarantee it.
Affordable, professional, and convenient auto care has arrived. Auto Care 2000. Auto Care 2000 works on American and foreign autos with friendly professional mechanics that know your auto inside and out. Auto Care 2000 will even take your used oil and filter. Caring for our environment, that's Auto Care 2000, open 7 days a week. Auto Care 2000 at 3405 Clayton Road in Concord. Auto Care for the next century and beyond.
There's a look at the new pitcher for Northgate, Junior Brendan Falk, and I was told by Coach DeClerc that he's all hair and limbs. Good fastball. We'll have to see how he does here. Oler gone after 1 inning, 5 earned runs. There's a shot from our truck cam. We have, in baseball, you kind of throw the cameras up wherever you can, Coach. You got the scissor lift. We've got cameras on top of dugouts and on top of trucks and staked down here behind the plate with us, and it's a little different than basketball.
Yeah, Matt's always trying to get the best venue he can.
This is a pretty good one for us. There's another line drive on the first pitch, but this one right at the shortstop. Surdez over to first base in time, 1 down.
That's good news for Northgate. 1 pitch, 1 out.
It's also good news for anyone that wants to get out of here before the sun goes down, because we're still in the winter time, Coach. It gets dark around 6 o'clock.
Nice play.
First inning took about 35 minutes to play, so far it's taken 5 to play the second, so we're catching up a little bit here. Bowker retired after that double he had in the first inning, and now here's Tedmus, who had a single, an RBI, but he was thrown out stealing for the second out of the first inning. Time at the plate. As I was mentioning, Coach, the NorCal basketball playoffs didn't go too well for our troops. I believe the only schools that we still have left from this area that I know that Carondelet got beaten. That was kind of a shock at how bad they got beat. There's a strike.
Nice breaking ball.
San Ramon went down. I think the only teams we have left from this area are the Miramonte girls, and really I think that's it.
Might be it.
That's it. And St. Mary's of Stockton is still around for a team that we've seen play over here. That's off the plate, outside, 2-1. Excuse me, 1-2. And there's a base hit. So Tedmus is 2 for 2. In College Park, for a high school team, you don't see this a lot. We've done a lot of these games. They're hitting the ball really hard.
Today they're doing the job. See the location of this pitch first. See that's an outside pitch that hit the left field, so he came around that ball a lot, which is not a position of strength, but he still had good bat speed.
Here's Spinelli, who popped up to the catcher back in the first inning.
Yeah, Brendan the ball kind of jumps out of his sleeve. He hides the ball well. His arms and legs are going in a lot of different directions, and it's kind of tough to pick the ball up the first time through the lineup.
He has an interesting look, Coach. I mean, yes, I have to agree. He has hair that I admire. And he does have a little bit on his fastball. That one's inside.
Spinelli did a good job staying in on that.
1-1. DiMaggio on deck. Go to first, not in time. There's a strike. Now 1-2. Coach, what do you think about this Barry Bonds flying back to San Francisco? Not being able to play as much. Are you starting to get a little worried?
Opening day, I'm worried. Yep, that looks like he could be out of the lineup for a couple weeks there. A little more arthroscopic surgery.
I guess the good news is the Giants' opening schedule is not the toughest schedule I've ever seen. Yeah. And this year with Michael Tucker basically being a reserve, they can still throw a pretty good outfield out there even without Bonds. Brennan Theaters, Movie Magic in Concord and Pittsburgh. Don't forget that Hostage is out there with Be Cool with John Travolta. You can see those this weekend at Brennan Theaters. Runner goes. Pop up. Behind second base. Surdez makes the catch. The throw. In time. Oh, nice play by the shortstop, Todd Surdez, not only to make the catch, but to fire the ball over to first base for the double play. No runs in the bottom of the second. We go to the third, 5-0, College Park.
Tonight's Comcast Game of the Week is made possible by a generous donation from the 19th Hole Casino at West Tregallis Road. Established in 1967, the 19th Hole has been completely renovated. Open 7 days a week, they feature Texas Hold'em, No Bust 21 Blackjack, Low Ball, High-Low Split, Pai-Gow, and provide Keno and lottery sales. Every Tuesday and Wednesday, beginning at 5:30 p.m., is a no-limit Texas Hold'em shootout with winner-take-all. Friday and Saturday night is karaoke at 9 p.m., and Sunday 9 a.m. is NFL football on all 14 TVs. The 19th Hole behind the post office in Antioch.
Bridgehead Self-Storage of Antioch, located behind Kmart off Highway 4 and East 18th Street. Bridgehead Self-Storage has 5x6 to 10x40 24-hour security units for those extra things you just can't fit in the garage anymore. RV and boat storage spaces are also available, and along with packing and moving supplies. That's Bridgehead Self-Storage of Antioch behind Kmart off Highway 4. Thanks again to all our friends from Comcast Game of the Week.
Dog Cam once again, Coach, from College Park High School. He's not too thrilled with the activity here today so far, but the rest of us are having a good time out here. He's just lounging.
He sure is.
Yeah, that's. Here's a replay from the end of the bottom of the second inning here. This is Cerdez.
The throw is just great. See how quick he got rid of it, and it's in a straight line. That's a great play.
Nice crowd gathered out here. Not a lot of bleacher space here at College Park High School, but and there's a little bit more at Northgate. But you know the thing we love about Northgate, Coach, is that beautiful view we have right behind home plate. Next week it'll be Alhambra versus Northgate. We have to preface that with we hope that the rain has stopped by Tuesday and we can bring you that game. But all the reports say that the weather should clear up by Monday and we should be able to bring you that game. And then we'll tape a game later in the week for the Easter break. Here's Juros. The first pitch is a strike. Juros reached on an error back in the first inning, was the first base runner of the ball game, was stranded there in the first. Northgate yet to score here in the game. They trail 5-0. Haar's pitch is fouled down the right field line, but I think that's going to get out of play. Goad, you're right about Goad. See, I have a TV in front of me, folks. You know, this isn't Pac Bell Park's press box, and we're trying the best we can. So I as I start to look over, I see Goad come out the corner of this TV, and you could just see this blur. Goad going after that ball. So, Coach, you were right there. Good call. Goad can move.
I want to ask you a question. Which Major League player do you think Coach Bunyard looks like?
Okay, let me look at that now. Matt Stairs.
Oh, you got it! Oh, you're awesome. He's left-handed.
He does look like Matt. He wears number 24.
He looks just, oh, my.
I looked right at him and said, Matt Stairs.
You're unbelievable.
I wonder if he goes out for 6 or 7 Olympias after the game with Matt Stairs.
Wow.
There's Joe Ocon. There's Matt. I mean PJ Bunyard.
Good call.
He does. He's got that Matt Stairs look.
You're unbelievable. How you got that?
Matt Stairs was and actually Goad looks like Matt Stairs when he was in the minors. He's got that same kind of build. Matt Stairs is always a nice little reserve player. I think he's in Kansas City still, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. That's fouled away. Yeah, Coach, one thing that the scoreboard helps. Another, in basketball, it helps when they'll start to do a game and they won't put the fouls up for you, and it's just killing you. And actually, in basketball, you have to use the scoreboard because you have to use the clock and show people the score. It's not the same in baseball. That's popped up, and I think this one is playable. Gibson makes the catch in foul territory, 1 out. And here's Jukov. Here's a replay of that foul ball. Gibson.
On him. A lot of room.
I think Gibson thought the fence was a little closer than it actually was. You could see him start to kind of back off, and I think I can get to that.
The verbal we like to use when was chop, chop, chop. To chop your steps down. That told our players that we were getting close to the fence. That was our verbal.
They used to just go, "Hey, idiot wall, you're getting near the fence. Stop." Or actually, they'd go, "Don't stop. Run into it for all we care."
There's a good breaking ball.
That was nice. I like the Haar has shown me a lot here for a young pitcher. He's good variety of pitches and movement of his pitches. They're not all in the same place. He's been a little high, a little low, but he's got Northgate off their stride here today. I saw a familiar name in the box score here, Coach, in that Campolindo 10-2 victory over Northgate. Nick Graziano, the quarterback who was going to the University of Nevada, Reno next year on a football scholarship, hit a home run in that game. Have you ever seen Campolindo's little field? They got a nice little field over there.
When I was coaching at Salesian High School, we played there, had a big win. That's not a very big place.
No, but it looks like a nice, almost sunken diamond kind of look to it.
But when it gets wet, it does not dry out very well there. That's one of the bad things because it's in a kind of little gully, you know, and the sun doesn't get in there really well. Good pitch.
That's a nice curveball. And that, the first one was a little high. That one broke low, so he's really moving the ball around nicely here. 2-2. Webster, the next batter for Northgate here in the third inning.
You got a 5-run lead. You could throw whatever you want here. If it's a close game, I'm going fastball, but he's got a 5-run cushion, so he could throw whatever he wants.
Curveball. It is actually 3-2, and there's a walk for you. That is the fourth walk of the ball game.
Yep, hit by pitch.
Oh, it did hit him?
Yeah.
Well, that pitch, I don't even think that pitch would have registered on the speed gun, Coach.
Wouldn't have broke a pane of glass.
Yeah, it didn't even look
Where
at.
is
Did
it,
you
right?
Oh, he doesn't even move.
Right in the left hamstring.
So he was at. Now see, that one was blocked by the umpire. I just assumed that the way it looked like the way Jukoff looked at that ball after it hit him was like it looked like it bounced in the dirt and he was going to go down to first base. So still
nice
no
picture
hits.
of that. That's a nice little picture right there. Matt got us. The pitcher, the first baseman, the runner. That was nice.
You mean Matt got us a nice picture? I missed it?
Yep, you missed it. You were writing down more
I'm
stuff.
writing down stuff. I was just saying, Coach, that Northgate yet to get a hit in the ball game. They've had 4 base runners, all via the walk or hit batter. Oh, there's a fastball up and away.
Again, I'd like to see the second baseman a little tighter to the bag. If the ball's hit to the shortstop, it's going to take him a while to get there, which means he's not going to be able to turn the double play at first. He might get the force play. Double play depth is 3 steps in and usually 3 to 4 steps over to the bag for both the middle infielders, unless your scouting report tells you different.
There's that good shot right there.
Yeah, beautiful. Look out.
That almost hit Webster. Jukoff holds.
That's a little wraparound.
So
watch the bat. So you really want to watch the bat there.
Exactly.
I see the ball hit the bat. The ball roll out in the fair territory. And
I had it happen to me once. I can actually remember it, but it was so long ago I don't want to. That might be the first hit of the ball game. It is. Right up the middle into center field for a base hit.
Hanging curveball.
So Webster breaks up the no-hitter here in the third with a base hit. 2 runners on here, 1 out, and here's another look at it.
It's a hanging breaking ball. Good job of staying back and putting the ball right back up the middle where it was pitched.
You know, it's amazing, Coach. Sometimes little things like that stay with you. But I do remember in a Babe Ruth game, like when I was 15, that exact thing happened to me.
Wow.
You know, the ball went behind me, hit the bat, rolled out in front, and you don't even know. You don't even know where the ball is, and before you know it, the catcher's throwing it to first, and you just wasted the net bat. But what I was going to say about Har in this situation is that's the second time in this inning his curveball has broken behind a batter. So maybe the control on that pitch has left him a little bit. The first pitch here to Oler, who is now, how do they handle this right here, Coach? Because Oler was taken out.
He might have went to a different position.
And no one told me.
Right.
I'll have to look in the field.
We'll have to check out when he goes out in defense next
To
time.
see if he actually goes out, because he was the pitcher, and of course Falk came in to pitch and did a nice job, by the way.
Yes, he did. Settled things down. Stopped the bleeding.
So Oler is the batter with an 0-1 count, and Alessi is on deck. 2 runners on, 1 out here in the third inning, 5-0 College Park.
Good pitch. Just missed. Just missed. Ball kind of dropped out of the strike zone.
Nice shot from up top. Down in the dirt. Good block there by Spinelli. 2-1.
He's laboring here now. We're getting around 20 pitches. Once you hit that 20 pitch mark, things start to happen.
It looked like Russ Russlander put up 3 fingers there, so it could be 3-1.
Nice pitch.
That might be the best pitch he's thrown since the pitch to Alessi.
I have to go. I like his fastball. I think he's fallen in love too much with his curveball here. He's got a good fastball. Just got to spot it. Keep it down.
Here's the pitch. Ground ball, second base. Marquez over to second for 1. Throw to first. Not in time. Just barely beat the throw as Oler, heading down the line, beat that throw from the shortstop Smith. Here's a look at it.
I want to see Marquez's head here. I couldn't quite see it. But a good feed, a great feed. Yeah, he saved it first. Great call. You got 2 veteran umpires out here. First and third. Catcher steps out. Calls what defense they're going to run. Nice to see Coach Bunyard signal to his team that there's 2 outs with his pinky and his forefinger. That's baseball.
That's how you do 2 outs.
That's a baseball 2.
That's baseball 2, and that means encore for Ronnie James Dio.
And hook 'em horns.
Hook 'em horns. So it depends on where you are.
Yeah. What part of the country?
Yes. So or what night you're.
There
out.
you go. It's a big at bat right here. Nice hit.
I was just going to say, I figured it out because this is Falk, not Alessi.
Olero could score.
2 runs are going to score here. Here comes Oler. Falk holds it second with a double. Here's the throw. Not in time. Nice slide by Oler at home plate.
Great piece of hitting.
5-2 on that 2-run double. Now, what happened there, Coach, is Falk went into Alessi's spot, and Oler must be playing first base.
Yeah. Great job of taking that ball and getting in the gap. Let's watch the outfielders here. See how they pull it. Okay. But they do a good job of hitting the cutoff man. Right there. There's your shortstop. And a great throw home. His infielders were obviously telling him where to throw the ball before the ball even got to him, so he didn't waste any time. And a great hustle by Oler.
So a double by Falk. Where was Falk to start the game?
Yeah, really.
He comes in, mows down College Park, who had 5 runs in the first, and the first pitch he sees, he drills it up the alley into right center field, a 2-run double. So now it's 5-2. Northgate is back in this ball game, and there's your first pitch on the ground. Not necessarily a wild pitch. Oh, but he got back. Holy moly. That was an interesting play. Falk came in, slid past third, was nearly tagged. Watch this again.
This is going to be interesting here. Yeah, we can't quite see it this angle, I don't think.
That was like a tie right there. You could see he reached back right as he got tagged. It looked like Smith, though, he went to tag him up on his shoulder as opposed to down near the base. So
always take your glove to the base. He's got to come to the base. Great job by the umpiring crew being in position right there. They were right on top of it.
The count is 1-1 to Alex Dixon. That's Phil Coble.
Also does basketball. Does a great job. And the umpire behind the plate, Russ Lander, does a lot of summer ball in Europe.
2-1.
You see those 2 guys walk through the gate to umpire your game, you feel the game's in good hands. That they're not going to have an effect upon the game. Either the other team's going to beat you or you're going to beat them, and these guys aren't going to even be noticed. Oop,
Another wild pitch. And here comes Falk. Here's the play. Not in time. Falk scores 5-3.
And Falk has had a big impact on in his short stint he's been in the game here. And 1 hopper to the fence.
Oh, nice camera shot right here.
Wow.
That's great.
That's a little, I go with my feet there. I'd rather go in with my feet. touch it with my hand.
You could see Falk likes to kind. They said he was a character. He's kind of slides past third and comes
He wants
in.
style points.
He's got some style points working. He's probably got his homies out here hanging out watching the game with
We
him.
got ourselves a ball game.
Strike 2. 3-2 to Dixon. Hayashi's on deck. 5-3. So Northgate has come back here in the third to score 3 runs, and Falk's done just about all of it.
Yep.
Ball 4.
Up comes this. And up comes Chip Hayashi, who played for my 14 and under traveling team 2 years ago as an outfielder.
Bullpen action, Keith Morse, number 17 in the bullpen for the Falcons. You can see him right behind Coach Burchett for Northgate there. Har laboring here in the third inning. A lot of pitches. You remember, he threw a lot of pitches in the first inning.
Yes, he did.
He had the bases loaded when he struck out Alessi to end that inning.
That's trouble.
That's
trouble.
little blooper.
That's trouble.
And it's down, and it rolls past Goad. Dixon is being held at third. The throw into second is, actually there is no throw to second. The runner into second is safe. We're going to call that a little Texas League double.
Yep.
Hayashi, you mentioned and we mentioned, Hayashi, all these guys towards the bottom of the order can run.
It's called the Bermuda Triangle.
That's true, especially when Jose Canseco was playing
That's
out there.
right.
There's Dixon into third. And, Coach, I know it's hard to believe, but Northgate with a base hit can tie up this ball game.
And Nick DiTomaso, another sophomore who I had the pleasure of working with in numerous lessons. A real hard worker.
There's a fastball
Great
outside at the knees for a strike. 3 hits here in the inning for Northgate. The big one, Falk's double. Falk came in to score on 2 consecutive wild pitches. It's 5-3. Runners at second and third. 2 outs. 0-1 count. And there is a base hit, and this could tie up the ball game. Here comes Hayashi, and the throw is cut, and we're tied at 5. Just like that, Coach. I guess that's one of the reasons why you just never give up, especially when you give up 5 runs in the first. You got 6 more at bats, right?
That's right. If you want to be behind big, you want it to be early in the game.
DiTomaso jumped all
Turns
over that
on that one. The
fastball.
ball was up. His first pitch was down. He got that ball up, and he paid the price. And then we had the mishandling on the cutoff.
5 runs in. DiTomaso at first with 2 down. We're tied at 5.
And Oler's off the hook.
That's true. And Cerdez is threatening our score sheet once again, Coach. The 9th batter of the inning. Anytime you say the 9th batter of the inning,
Yep.
unless you're playing softball.
Yep.
Cerdez is 0 for 2.
There he goes.
And there's a ground ball right up the middle. Base hit. The runner who was moving, but that ball's cut off. Nice throw to third. Not in time. DiTomaso got over there in time. It looked like he was going to be a dead duck at third base, Coach.
Well, first of all, he was running. Now, so that put both middle infielders moving towards second base where the ball was hit. So I thought they were going to be able to pick that ball up there and get somebody, but it still got through. See them converge? They all...
That ball kind of cued out to center field.
Yeah. Looks like my golf swing, a little bit of a slice there. And
The holes in left field, though?
Yeah, really. Got that right. We'll have a pitching change.
That'll do it for Har here in the top of the third inning, number 17. Keith Morse will be the new pitcher for College Park here. 5-5. Let's review this inning, Coach, as we go back. It all started with the hit batter.
What?
When Jukoff got on the, he was hit by the pitch. Webster singled. Oler then was retired. Excuse me, Webster was retired on a fielder's choice, and then Falk with the big double, and then DiTomaso with the big single, and we're all tied at 5. The Comcast Game of the Week brought to you by these great friends of the program. Rocco's Ristorani and Pizzeria in Walnut Creek. Brendan Theaters in Concord and Pittsburgh. Hertz Equipment Rental. Fitness 19 in Walnut Creek. And there's some future basketball stars. here at College Park High School.
Now, Morris came in on Tuesday and threw 1 inning.
Don't forget also Auto Care 2000, the Bridgehead Self-Storage, the 19th Hole Casino and Lounge, Randy's Carpet Care, Fitness 19, where you can afford to be fit. That's $19 a month.
I was wondering what the 19 was.
There's the Falcon on the gym. I think that's the same Falcon that was on the gym when I played here. Morse takes his final warm-up tosses here. I think he has a couple more.
As I said earlier, Morris did come in on Tuesday and threw 1 inning. Came in through the 6th inning. So he's got a little bit of work in already. This will not be his first appearance in league. And we got a 1st and 3rd situation.
Yeah, DiTomaso's at third base. He had the big 2-run single. And over at first base, Cerdez, who just had a single. He was the 9th batter in the inning. As we turn the order around here, Juros led the inning off back about 4:10. It seems like, Coach, we've been playing for an hour and 10 minutes, and we're in the top of the 3rd inning. This one might not go the full 7.
No, I don't think so. You got 2 guys who can run on the corners.
And don't forget, Jukoff is on deck, the number 3 batter. Morse from the stretch delivers a ball up high.
They changed the balk rule this year. I didn't know if you knew that, Dan.
What is it now?
Okay, let me finish.
Is it easier to?
Yeah, it's a lot saner. Before, if you had your foot in contact with the rubber and your hands were separated, you could not turn your left shoulder, which is insane. That's not a good rule. Now they've gone to the Major League rule, which he can turn his shoulder right now, but when he brings his hands together, he cannot. So it's just common sense. I was glad to see them come back to that rule.
Morris has been up with all 3 pitches, and it's 3-0, and the big man is on deck, Jukoff. He was hit by a pitch. He's walked both times. I don't think they've wanted to pitch to him either time. Well, if they put Juros on, they're going to have to.
No choice.
No choice. Bases loaded. Tie game, 3rd inning.
Should have the take sign on here. Yes, it was.
There's a fastball right down the middle, 3-1. Juros reached on an error back in the 1st inning, and earlier this inning popped up to the 3rd baseman, Gibson. I remember that play, but it seems like it was in yesterday's game, Coach.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people have come to the plate today. Your scorebook dictates that.
And there's the walk. And this is the situation I'm sure Coach DeClerc wanted to get back to. A tie game, bases loaded, and the big bopper up.
Not even close.
No.
No.
Here's a good look at the base paths in the field here from the scissor lift.
See, you can tell there's new grass put right in there in front of the pitching mound. That's usually where you throw your batting practice, and it takes a beating right there. They sodded that.
So Morris now from the windup. First pitch to Jukoff is a curveball.
Nice
That was
breaking
nice.
ball, late breaking ball.
Where'd that
liked
come
it.
from?
I don't know. I liked it.
There's Jukoff's day, a walk and a hit by a pitch here, and that was earlier in this inning.
So he's the 10th batter.
He's the 11th batter.
Oh, my bad.
So we've had College Parks batted around in the 1st, and now Northgate here in the 3rd. And that you can tell his fastball kind of floats a little bit. Kind of, comes in a little high. All of his pitches that have been either been high or outside, except for that curve.
The runners on 1st and 2nd were getting a little bit too big of a lead out there. And I always look to try to throw behind guys. You could get a little sloppy here. If you could pick somebody off, now would be a great time to do it.
2-1, and College Park is a couple pitches away from trailing in the ballgame.
Ouch.
After having a 5-0 lead and with no hits. You remember Webster got the first hit, the 3rd batter of this inning.
Good fastball there.
In on the hand, got nothing on it. 2-2. So this is the big pitch here for for Morse.
And why is it the big pitch?
Because you don't want to go 3-2 and be forced to throw a fastball to the number 3 batter who can hit one down to the YMCA.
and the guys are running too.
There's Leaf, our cameraman, and the scissor lift. Thanks to Hertz Equipment Rental. Visit their newest location on Buchanan Circle in Pacheco.
Does he have the orange vest on
Yes,
so low-flying airplanes don't hit him?
Yes, Buchanan Field.
He's
just
so
down
high.
the
He's
street.
so high up.
Oh, what a
great
pitch by Morse. He took more than a little off of that one, but not before Northgate scores 5 times. 5 hits. They leave 3, and we go to the bottom of the third, all tied at 5.
Take advantage today with rates at record lows. Charter Funding Incorporated of Antioch is your local mortgage broker whose commitment is service with integrity. Charter Funding Incorporated works with many lenders to find the best program to fit your needs. First-time home buyers, 100% financing, no down payment, and interest only. No one is left out. Whether it's a rate reduction, cash out, new purchase, good or bad credit, let the professionals at Charter Funding Incorporated handle all your loan details. Call us today at 776-1700.
What is a coach? A teacher, a motivator, a leader, the person who sees your athletic potential and maximizes it, regardless of the sport. At Velocity Sports Performance, you train with a highly qualified coach every time you train. Your coach makes you work hard, but your coach makes you a better athlete. Train with a coach who knows. Velocity Sports Performance. Maximize your potential. We guarantee it.
Back at College Park High School, 5-5. I think I finally figured this out, Coach, without a spotter, without a public relations guy, and without anyone telling me anything. Jukoff is playing first base, Oler is at third, and Falk is the pitcher.
I like it.
So now that we've figured out all the lineup changes, Falk will now pitch his second inning, and Joe DiMaggio. First pitch, and right to Oler. And they test our knowledge quickly.
And Oler throws a strike to first base.
Yes. So here we go now into the. Let's take a look at this while I re-evaluate my score.
He got on top of it. Oler got his feet under him. And beautiful throw to first.
There we go. That's a 5-3. Here's Marquez. Marquez walked in the first and scored a run. Falk kind of reminds me of someone too, Coach. He kind of reminds you of the Tim Robbins. Watch his windup. Doesn't he kind of look like Tim Robbins in Bull Durham out there?
A little bit.
Kind of sidewinds it. Watch this.
A little Louis Tion in there too.
A little Louis, but see, yeah, see.
See that little bit of.
See, he kind of kicked his head up. Like,
yeah.
Remember when Crash told him you have to throw his head up like Fernando Valenzuela? All
and
the
breathe,
great
and breathe
pitchers,
through his eyelids.
Breathe through his eyelids. Yes, yeah, that's what he's kind of got. He probably watches that movie every week. There's Brendan. Good fastball. I can't believe Joel doesn't know Tim Robbins' character in Bull Durham's name. Joel knows everything. Yep. I was telling him earlier today when I came in, I could hear him. He was talking about Allen Iverson and how tall he is and something. And I said, I could be blind and find Joel because he's going to be talking about some sporting event that happened in the. I'm surprised he wasn't talking about the NCAA tournament.
Oh yeah, March Madness too.
Oh, hello.
That was right to us.
I think that was Brendan's. He was trying to hit the bull.
There you go.
Okay. Oh, and now this is here. Thank you. D. Tomaso is at third base and Oler's in left field. Boy, I tell you, we need like a. What's her name over at Packville Park, the public address
Yeah,
announcer?
I know.
Rennell?
Rennell.
We need Rennell to give us some updates.
Another thing that helps is having numbers on the front of the uniform too.
That helps too. So now that I have that information, I can make that change.
I kind of liked your change, but
I thought my change, and I even looked down there to see who was playing third, and it looked like. Well, let me see if why I did. Well, see, D. Tomaso's 8 and Oler's 6, so those numbers could be confused from my perch here. Yeah. And there's a walk. So Marquez has walked twice. First walk given up by Falk, and Andy Goad, the right fielder, who had a big double and an RBI in the first, is the batter. So just to straighten this all out for you, Oler's in left, Hayashi's in center, and Dixon's in right. And after this pitch, we'll tell you about the infield for Northgate. Throw to first, not in time. Di Tommaso is at third. Cerdez is at short. Juros is at second. Zhukov is at first. The pitcher is Falk, and Dan needs an aspirin. Good fastball.
Let's go, Gold. Go, Billy. Billy, go.
Throw and the tag not in time. Marquez played a little football over there.
Get a little cooler
Coach
here.
Kepler and the Falcons. We talked about that a little earlier, the football team. It is kind of getting a little cooler.
Ball's not going to carry.
Yeah, it's one of them dead kind of days.
Yep.
Kind of blah. After last week when it was 90.
I know. I thought we went right from winter to summer.
It's amazing. And now we're back into kind of there. I think someone's reminding us, you guys haven't even went through spring yet.
Look at
that pitch is inside. I was talking to someone from back east last week, and they were telling me how bad it was, and I goes, what's it like out there? I go, oh, it's the 84.
Yeah, really. Did you hear that they had more rain in Phoenix than they had in Seattle? up from January 1st? When does that ever happen?
Not often. That ball, that could be trouble. That's that inside-out swing.
Yeah.
Oler in left makes the catch. He gets it back in time. 2 down.
Yep.
Here's Oler. Good catch. And here's first baseman Ryan Lagon, the number 8 batter in the order. And he probably can't remember the last time he batted, Coach. It's been about an hour ago in the first inning. He had a single and 2 RBIs. He was the last guy with a big hit. It does seem like this game has been going on forever, though, doesn't it?
Yep. Seems like a 8th inning of a doubleheader.
Yeah. And there's a ground ball
Okay,
into
get
the
it out.
hole. Nice play by the second baseman.
Yeah!
That was nutty.
I'd like to see that on tape again.
I want to see that over because I think Falk actually
But
made
also,
the
Ryan-
or Zhukov actually made the catch of that ball where Falk was trying to go over and get the throw.
It
Now
looks
watch
like there
this.
was a blocker in front of him,
Yes,
too.
it does. Watch this right here. Okay, there's
Now, see,
Zhukov.
He's
Okay.
the pitcher's too slow getting over there, number 1. That's where the problem is.
Here comes Falk.
Now let's see who
Now
gets it.
Zhukov gets back.
Zhukov does have it.
The throw's high. He pushes him off the base, but his foot gets there before him and he's safe.
There were 6 feet there. It was hard to tell whose was who.
That wasn't exactly a Don Denkinger play.
No. But Falk was late getting over there.
I think he was safe. I think that Zhukov made the catch, looked down to try to find the base, and before he could get there, the runner
stepped on Falk's foot.
Yes, so we give him a base hit. Move Marquez up to second base with 2 outs, and Scott Gibson is the batter. He walked in the first.
College Park would love to get one back here.
There's had to have been about 600 pitches, I think, so far in today's game. That's not good for young pitchers either. You don't want to have to, because I don't think we're done seeing pitchers in today's game.
I think you might be right.
Oh, now there's your balk.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get a replay of this. Let's see if we can get that. Did he take his hand out of the glove?
I was looking at some stats here. I had my head down. Okay, here we go. Here comes set. Back to live action.
Yep. That one pinballed right off of the backstop in front of us. Yeah, that was kind of an, okay, let's see it again now.
I didn't see anything there.
Had to been in the glove.
Something going on there.
That pitch is outside. So runners at second and third after the ball. We've had everything in this game, Coach. We had a legal block at first base.
Yep.
We had a balk. We've had, now we got runners at second and third. We had a 5-run lead, then a 5-run inning to tie it. So an interesting ball game. That's one of the fun things about baseball, though, too. In baseball, you really just don't know what you're going to get. It's kind of like a box of chocolates.
Right.
Usually you go watch a basketball or football, you kind of know, you get surprised sometimes.
Right.
But baseball, weird things can happen in baseball.
Stay alive, Scotty.
See, this game, you could go to the refrigerator.
Oh, good shot.
You can go to the refrigerator, come back, and know exactly what the situation is. But Matt giving that overhead shot, you know exactly where the base runners are at.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, but baseball's so weird in the sense that the sun can affect the game, the wind can affect the game, the weather can. Basketball, that basically only affects the game is whether you can shoot or not, or the referees are on your side.
Yep.
That pitch is inside. I'm kind of hoping Mr. Russlander gives me the count here. As the scoreboard
I think he's run out of fingers.
It's got to be close to a full count.
Yeah.
2 down here in the bottom of the third inning, and Falk's pitch is a fastball for strike 3. So finally, Coach, we finished 3 innings of play, and we're tied at 5. We'll be back with the 4th inning here next on Comcast.
Hi, I'm Rocco Bialy, and I'd like to welcome you to Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria here in Walnut Creek. Rocco's is a great place for family dining. In addition to serving the best pizza in the East Bay, Rocco's also serves many classic Italian pasta specialties. Make Rocco's your home for your next team party.
Great pizza, great pasta.
Great people. Rocco's is part of your community.
Affordable, professional, and convenient auto care has arrived. Auto Care 2000. Auto Care 2000 works on American and foreign autos with friendly professional mechanics that know your auto inside and out. Auto Care 2000 will even take your used oil and filter. Caring for our environment, that's Auto Care 2000, open 7 days a week. Auto Care 2000 at 3405 Clayton Road in Concord. Auto Care for the next century and beyond.
There's some of the fans here gathered today for this battle between College Park and Northgate. 5-5, 4th inning. So far in the ball game, Northgate 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 7 runners left on base. College Park 5 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, and 4 runners left on base. Webster leads off in the top of the 4th inning for Northgate. Morris is the pitcher here working his 2nd inning. And the off-speed pitch, which has been very impressive from Morris here since he came in, is a strike.
You know how many warm-up pitches you get between innings?
You're supposed to get 8, I believe.
You get 5 between innings, but if you're a new pitcher, you get 8 the first when you come into the game, the start of the inning or in the middle of the inning.
I always got 8 because I'd throw the 6th at the umpire. And as he got up, then I'd get 2 more.
Yeah, you sneak 2 in on him.
Sneak a couple.
I used to come out and talk to the umpire.
And just throw him off.
To get my guy a couple extra pitches. So, in crucial situations.
2-1. Oler, who has pitched, played first, third, and left in my book, Coach, is on deck. There's a ground ball to third. Gibson. Long throw. In time. Nice stretch over there by Lagan at first base. 1 down.
Nice job.
I think Lagan made the play there.
Yeah, did a nice job.
Here's Oler. He walked in the first, reached base on a fielder's choice in the third, scored a run, and as I mentioned, due to the misadventures of my score sheet, has played almost every position. You ever do that, Coach?
No.
I actually did it one day in a we were like 0-11 in Concord. I said, you know, something I always wanted to do is play every position in a game. I played every position in a game. I pitched the first batter, and I went and told him, look, I'm going to throw it over the plate, just swing at it.
There you go.
He got a hit, and I went and played third.
Good pitch, good swing.
Oh, and an E on shortstop Smith. In fact, he came up a little quick on that one.
Yeah.
And an E6, and no argument there between Coach and Dan on that one.
Nice pitch. Great swing. And through the wickets. Get your apron down. All kinds of little things you can
That's
say
one
about
of those ones you don't expect someone to miss, really.
Right.
That one's
didn't
didn't take a bad
The
hop.
ball's hit true. Exactly, Dan.
Yeah, you especially in high school, some of the hops that these kids see, the fields aren't pristine like they are in Major League Baseball or even in college. But that one, you would think that you would have made that play. But other than that, we think Kevin Smith's a fine young man.
Is he related to the other Smiths that came through here? There's been a lot of Smiths.
I think
it is.
it's
a great athletic family.
I think last year there was a Smith that played here and left. Take a look. I think it was Brandon.
Yeah, I
Was
think
the
there's been a
shortstop.
couple that have already come through here.
Here's Falk, who had the big double that got Northgate on the scoreboard with 2 RBIs. He then scored after the wild pitch, and now he's pitched 2 innings and kept College Park off the scoreboard.
Might be hard to keep him out of the lineup next game. Somewhere.
The Northgate dugout is alive now, Coach.
Oh, yeah.
Here in the 4th inning. Good
They were
chatter
on
coming
life
from-
support in the first inning.
they definitely needed oxygen after that bottom of the first by College Park. Good, that is a good camera angle, by the way.
That's great.
There's the Broncos. You know, the thing I'm impressed too, you know, things have changed so much since I played here. I was telling someone not too long ago, it was like 29 years ago when I played my last game on this field. But they have batting practice uniforms now. We were lucky if we had one set of uniforms.
That ball's hit well.
That is hit well, left field.
But not today.
Boker's there, makes the catch.
We were one of the first teams that had BP tops, and then we were one of the first teams that had home and away uniforms.
Well, I pulled up here at 2:25. Here's a replay of the pitch and the swing. When I got here, Coach, at 2:25, Northgate was already running. We hadn't left Antioch at 2:25. We'd get here about 3:10 and have 20 minutes to get ready to play.
Yeah.
So things have changed a little bit since. And Coach Bunyard, I think that we are. Are they going to dispute who was up? Because we know that was Falk. And that's right.
That was a good dinner the other night. Thanks for having us over.
There's no problem with that, as far as I can see, Coach, because Falk would have went in for Alessi, and then all the changes. But see, this is what I was saying, kind of in a way. I don't even remember them having this discussion when Falk was put in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Usually, a lot of times the ump will give you a point or tell you there's a new guy or a new batter.
Well, whenever I saw somebody out of order, I waited till he got a hit. You know, because you gain nothing if he hasn't got a hit.
That's true. But from what I can tell, that's after seeing Falk hit the ball a combined about 600 feet, though,
Right.
I'd probably want to know who he was, too.
Yep.
Just look for that hair.
There you go.
Here's Dixon. Dixon walked in the 3rd, scored a run. He was out, if you remember that, Coach, he was out attempting to bunt back in the 2nd inning on that good play by the catcher.
Dixon had a double in the game on Tuesday and scored a run and had a stolen base.
That curveball stayed high.
Morris has got an interesting stretch. He kind of bobs his shoulders a little bit.
Kind of like Keith Falk.
A little bit,
Kind of keeps his shoulders kind of tensed.
Yep.
See how he comes over the top like that? Here's a fly ball. This could be trouble.
Going to be trouble, but it's going to.
Oh, it's in front of Godin, and it bounces by him. Here comes Oler. Here comes the throw. Not in time. Runner at second is out. But they score the run. I think Dixon thought he had gotten back that time, but irregardless, Northgate gets a run and take the lead there on a very, very interesting play. Northgate 6, College Park 5. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning here from Pleasant Hill.
Dolan's has been providing the finest quality name brands for new construction and home improvement. Superior names like Marvin, Anderson, Milgard, Posey, and more. But it's Dolan's low truckload pricing and tradition of superior customer service that makes this retailer preferred by builders, architects, and homeowners throughout the community. Visit your nearest Dolan's and discover how affordable the very best can be. And join Dolan's in supporting your local teams.
So many kids' activities today seem to leave out the activity part. New research tells us that just getting children to walk an extra 35 minutes a day could spare them the pain of thinning bones later in life. Encourage your kids to get up, get out, and get moving.
Hello. Hey, Grandma, how about another grape soda?
For more advice on how kids can build strong bones, visit AAOS.org, a public service message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Wow, what a great commercial that was.
That was good.
I really like that.
It's like Dog Day. There's another dog. He's got his little bandana on and everything. Cute look here today. Dog Day out at the ballpark. Top of the order for College Park in the bottom of the fourth inning. Kevin Smith, Chris Boker, and Ryan Tedmus against Brendan Falk, who has become the star of the ball game here.
We talked earlier about the balls being hit from a right-hander to right field and a left-hander to left field. That ball came right back into Godin. I thought Godin had a good chance to catch that ball. But I know he's played a lot of center field. You try to play right field, that's a whole new ball game.
Well, plus two, and I usually try to tell all my wonderful supportive teammates, and you got to remember, I'm 3 times the age of some of these guys. When the sky is like this, a ball is hard to see off the bat. If you make one wrong move, you can oftentimes overrun or underrun the ball.
Right.
That ball is crushed. Left field, way back, off the fence. Oler up with it and back in. Kevin Smith has just destroyed the ball here twice. Actually, I think he even hit his out hard, Coach.
Yeah, he did.
That ball nearly got out of here. Another leadoff double here in the bottom of the fourth for Kevin Smith, and he's a leadoff batter.
Yep. See, his lower half of his body really turned well on that. And that's where you get the power. It's not from your upper body, it's from your lower body, unless you're Mark McGuire, which I don't really want to go into right now, but I heard he took the fifth today at least 12 times.
Oh,
I heard.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
So things have even wound up even tighter.
Yes.
Oh, ball's on the ground in front of the pitcher. Falk on his knees, throws. It not. Safe at first base.
Good job, Chris.
Coach, we have seen everything in this game. This is like a highlight reel for high school baseball here today.
Good job on the bunt. And the runner had to hold up a little bit because the ball went up in the air. So right away the runner, see him hold up, he's got to make sure. Now he hits the ground. Now he goes. And Falk made a great play. He made a great play on this ball. Gave everything he had. And both runners are safe.
Hey, Teddy, base hit now.
College Park's in business.
Yep, and he beat that throw. That was Boker on the first pitch. Runners at first and third, no outs, 6-5 Northgate. And the first pitch to Tedmus is a strike. Tedmus is 2 for 2, and Tedmus is the guy who has all this activity in his boxes because of all the interesting stuff. That last inning was an interesting ending on put out on an 8-3 to 6.
Exactly.
0-1 pitch, and
there's a base
hit, and we're tied at 6. Oler up with it, and the throw back in, but just like that, Tedmus is having a game. 3 for 3, 2 RBIs, and we are tied at 6. And now College Park has the advantage, Coach. Runners at first and second, no outs, and Spinelli the batter.
Great lower half. You saw that great lower half turn there. Got his hips out of the way so his hands could get inside. They hit the ball right where it was pitched, right on the inside half.
Little conference on the mound between Coach DeClerc and his pitcher Falk and the rest of the infield. 6-6.
Falk is one of those guys who got through the lineup the first time through pretty well, and now the second time through the lineup they've seen him, they're starting to catch up to him a little bit.
Tedmus has been on each pitch that he's hit, too. He's had 3 good at-bats here. There haven't been a lot of real questionable hits in the infield. All the stuff that's kind of been questionable has been stuff to the outfield, that's why I tend to think that sometimes the sky has a bit to play with the outfielders.
You played some outfield, so nobody better at the ask than you.
Oh, there's probably about 600,000 or 700,000 guys better to ask than me, but I have played there. You notice how I'm not telling you about wonderful plays. I'm telling you about plays that weren't made.
Okay.
Purchase your copy of this game, shipping courtesy of UPS included. Call 933-6264. Ask for Metal Matt. Don't forget, after tonight's game, I believe we have CC Rock. Yes, UFO, the great English rock band. Matt talked to them back in November, and they'll be on.
Oh, he got it picked.
Oh, they got him picked off at third. Throw to third is, I don't think he got there. Oh, and then, I don't know about that call, Coach. I thought that tag came from behind.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
But with 2 guys, that is. Now that is something I can attest to, because working a 2-man mechanic umpiring crew, it's tough sometimes to see every single call. Let's see here.
Good call. His foot's in. Got him up on the leg.
So that's the first out. Tedmus is at second, and that pitch is outside.
College Park has made 2 big base running errors so far today, and both of them have been at third base. Hopefully that won't come back to cost them.
There's a ground ball to third. DiTomaso checks, throws in time.
Hey, Joey, base hit now.
2 down, and DiMaggio the batter, 1 for 2 today.
Yep, the right call was made. Oh, my bad. My bad.
That's what I...
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, he looked like he might have been safe off from that angle. But like I said, Coach, it is tough to sometimes make these calls when you have to cover the whole field. DiTomaso, 2 consecutive putouts, and that retires the side, but not before College Park ties this one up. We go to the 5th, all tied at 6.
Hi, I'm Rob from Central Tune-Up. Check this out. Oil filter crusher. Did you know that every drained used oil filter that comes off your car still contains up to a cup of used oil? That used oil can destroy our environment and water supply. Do the right thing and place your used oil filter in a clear Ziploc bag and place it on the curb with the rest of the recyclable items. If your city does not have curbside used oil recycling, take it to your nearest certified used oil and filter recycling center. Call ahead for hours and the amount accepted. What more, if all the oil filters that were sold yearly in the United States were recycled, you would have enough steel to build 16 pro sports stadiums. Be good to the earth. Recycle your used oil and filters for a better tomorrow. Call 1-800-NO-DUMPING or check out our website at www.funnelhead.com.
Higgins is here to show us how easy it is to share memories with Comcast Photo Show.
Well, it's really easy. I just add graphics and music, and I've got a photo show of my granddaughter's 10th birthday. We got a ballerina theme. That's the birthday girl. She's sweet. Unlike her brother, who's a little wise guy and into chemistry. But nothing could have ruined that party. It's a shame what they did to that prom.
Looks like he was asking for it, though.
Introducing Photo Show, included with Comcast high-speed internet in a class by itself.
Some of the sights and sounds from College Park High School today outside the baseball stadium.
I got a Comcast DVR coming in 2 weeks.
Well, there you go.
I'm looking forward to that.
There you go. Don't forget that the Comcast Game of the Week can only be seen on your Comcast Community Access channel. Hayashi, DiTomaso, and Surdez here in the 5th against Morse, working his 3rd inning for College Park. First pitch is a ball. Hayashi, you can see there, 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored back in the 3rd inning.
Chip's got a great set of parents. I know him personally. Wherever Chip's playing, they're both there. to support him. And you got the 8-hitter in the lineup, and we're going back-to-back breaking pitches. Should be coming out right after the guy.
Well, Morris's breaking pitch was working earlier,
Right.
but it looks like he may be in, and that's probably would be the first thing to go, Coach, would be that you start to get a little tired. Who knows how long Morris can work into a game if he's the number 3 pitcher.
There you go.
That's one thing I have noticed, that another thing that's kind of changed since I played. We were lucky if we had 3 pitchers.
Right.
Now you got guys saying we got 9 pitchers. We didn't have 9 pitchers on the varsity, JV, and freshmen. I mean, I honestly can't remember being relieved. If I was getting hammered, I just pitched.
You're a sacrificial lamb.
I
huh?
was. You know, whether we were ahead or not, I was pitching.
You were the guy.
That's fouled off down the right field side, out into the parking lot, and takes out a Beamer.
Mercedes.
My car's way over here against the fence on the far side over there. No, that's Coach Whitman's Yugo. Oh, that was a change.
Yeah.
That thing hardly reached home plate. It was laboring to reach.
It had an arc on it.
Fastball
with an arc.
It would have been ruled a legal pitch in softball, and not girls softball. We'll have a softball game for you later in the year. We gotta
get
check
Freedom
in
on
with.
there.
We gotta get Freedom and Amanda Williams, and we will, and probably have to. And this year they're going to play Carondelet against Kiko Garcia. Used to play in the major leagues. He's the coach over there. Marquez over to first in time.
Marquez, nice job keeping his head down there. Real good play.
Marquez looks like a second baseman.
Yep.
Doesn't he? He just has the build and the mentality of a second baseman.
Ball's a little bit away. Hayashi takes it that way, like he's supposed to. And makes it look easy.
One down. DiTomaso, 1 for 1, a walk, and a base hit. 2 RBIs back in the 3rd inning. And, of course, another guy that's been on the Dan Wall merry-go-round today on the someone actually came over from the Northgate bleachers and handed me a note after we thought we had figured it out that DiTomaso was actually playing 3rd and Oler was actually playing left field in the arrangement. And as we saw, Coach Bunyard was confused as well.
His brother played for the Broncos, I believe, 2 years ago, I know for sure.
Dom?
Yeah.
Was that his name, I believe? I do remember him.
Played in the outfield.
Yeah, that was back in the Schmidt and Bradley days of
And that's back when I was working with Chip and, Nick, and he was just a little guy. He's really grown up here.
There's a strike. So we're tied at 6 here in the 5th inning. And I think that's how a lot of these teams that we talked about, Alhambra, Concord, Northgate, College Park, even Dublin, that's how a lot of their games are going to be played this year. And next week we have Alhambra at Northgate, and I think you got another game like this that you'll see where it's just about anything goes. There's a nice fastball.
Pitcher's pitch right there.
There you see next week, it's Alhambra versus Northgate. We're trying to show you a few other schools right now. You know, we're into the baseball season. We're trying to, I'm very proud to say, Coach, but after we do Mount Diablo in 2 weeks, we'll have covered every school this year.
All right.
And I think that's a good thing. I think we have to get, every public high school. Another car. It's dangerous out there right now. I think we have to get Freedom on, but we have the Freedom Girls softball game on as well. But, I mean, we've gotten every school on at least once, and I think that's a good thing to try to branch out and get everyone on in some form or another. And we've done a lot of different things this year with soccer and volleyball and rugby coming and lacrosse.
I tuned into the soccer game last week a little bit.
Yeah, they did a good job on that game.
Full count here.
That ball was up high, 3-2.
Nick's fought off a couple pitches on the outside. He's pretty good at bat right here. He's fighting hard.
There's a ground ball to 3rd, right at Gibson. Throws in time. 2 down. So ever since Morse has come in, we've had a lot of ground ball outs.
Yep.
That's the 4th. You see how Morse kind of turns and comes over the top? Kind of Keith Falkish in a way.
Right. One little criticism I have is that he takes the ball with his fingers under the ball. That's good if you're a pie thrower or a hand grenade thrower, but not good for baseball. Your fingers should always be on top of the ball.
A pie thrower or a hand grenade thrower?
Right. If you're going to throw a pie.
Pie, right. Or a hand grenade.
Or a hand grenade.
Actually, a hand grenade, I don't really care how you throw it as long as it's away from me.
There you go. Nice pitch.
That was a nice curve
Wow.
right there to Cerdez. Cerdez is 1 for 3, a single in the third.
That pitch was unhittable. Started out the knees and over the plate and ended up with his shoe tops. Beautiful pitch. Great hand speed, too.
Foul down the right field side.
One thing I noticed Northgate's done today, they've hit a ball in the outside corner. They've been protecting, taking it that way real well, covering the whole dish.
Well, they've hit a lot of balls down that way. There's Goad had to go over and make that one play, and a couple others. And I think just about every ball that's been hit that way has been by Northgate.
Yeah.
Of course, the BVAL doesn't start until after the Easter break, Coach,
Correct.
and we'll have some games in that league for you. I know we're going to more than likely do Clayton Valley and try to get Matt Gorgon on, and of course the hope is that maybe we'll see Eric Massingham at De La Salle. Both are top 50 rated pitchers in this area. There's a ground ball right back to the pitcher, Morse, Lagon, and Northgate is Lagon here in the 5th inning. No runs. We go to the bottom of the 5th, tied 6-6.
Tonight's Comcast Game of the Week is made possible by a generous donation from Brendan Theaters of Concord and Pittsburgh, featuring 14 screens of movie magic. All theaters have Lucasfilm THX digital sound systems and stadium-style seating. The prize wheel spins weekly with great prizes. The Prize Patrol promotional events and other activities happen monthly with great giveaways and prizes. Check out the Brendan Theater website for more information and great savings ideas. Your favorite films in a great environment, all at the Brendan Theaters of Concord and Pittsburgh. Enjoy the movie. Make big messes no longer a problem. Experience the difference in a real professional. Randy's Carpet Care. Improve your indoor living to a clean, healthy environment. IICRC certified master cleaning specialist in carpet, upholstery, odor control, and stain removal. Owner-operator, family-friendly. Call today to reserve your spot. That's Randy's Carpet Care. We exist to serve you. Call 925-518-1088. Thanks again to all of our friends from the Comcast Game of the Week.
Wow.
Frisbee dunk.
Frisbee slam.
Yeah.
that was impressive. I don't think I've ever been able to do that even with like a ping pong ball, Coach. Bottom of the 5th inning, College Park, the 6, 7, 8 spots, Marquez, Goad, and Lagon against Brendan Falk, doing a great job on the mound for Northgate today. First pitch is a ball. Falk came in at the top of the 2nd inning, so he's working his 4th inning. And since he came in, Northgate has 1 run on 5 hits. And now 6 hits. And Marquez, good play by Oler to get over and get that in quickly. Marquez held to a single. That's his 3rd time up and 3rd time on base. 2 walks, a hit, and a run scored.
Got around it, got the ball down the line. Nice play in left field, keeping the ball in front. Get that cutoff man right there. It should be a no-brainer here. I want to move the runner
I was
up.
going to say, Coach is bunting right here.
And Goad could run, so you might want to bunt for a hit. And he did. He does try to
He
bunt
does.
for a hit.
And this is
That's
going to be
trouble. That's going to be trouble.
Way too fast.
He's
And
safe.
Goad is
There you
safe.
go.
That's a great call, Coach. That bunt went just far enough and had just enough on it to roll away from both of the defenders on coming in from Northgate, the pitcher Falk, the 3rd baseman D. Tomaso.
Now we're butting him over again.
Okay, Ryan, base hit, buddy.
See what happens. Shows late, gets it down, hits the dirt, which deadens it.
See, the impressive thing is Goad's halfway to first before the ball bounces twice.
Yep.
Now, this will be an interesting situation because Lagon is a big guy. And will he be able to bunt and get this down? This should be an interesting play. See what I mean?
Didn't look too comfortable there.
Yeah, that looked like a check swing. That's one thing, Coach. I was one of them guys when they used to, you used to say, put one down. The coach would let me pass. It was like, just get in there. You couldn't bunt if a 3-year-old threw you the ball. Oh and 1. Runners at first and second. No outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 6-6 tie.
This ball should be bunted to third because the third baseman's got to stay back. First baseman can creep up and make a quick play. You want to put it down third.
And we've seen Falk in all sorts of different attempts to get bunts. He made a diving catch. He made a sliding attempt.
He gets off the mound pretty well.
Yeah.
Good job. Stay
Pitch
back.
is outside. Throw back to second. And it hit Marquez, but doesn't roll too far away from the shortstop, Cerdez, for an advancement. So it's 2 and 1. Scott Gibson is on deck, and then the top of the order.
I like Coach Bunyard. No signals, just telling him to get it done. No mystery here. Not trying to trick anybody. That's going to work.
That's a nice
Couldn't
bunt.
have rolled it better.
Falk has some time, makes the throw. 1 out, but a nice sacrifice bunt there by Ligon. So, and that for Ligon, who's 2 for 2. Now that doesn't count as an at-bat, Coach.
Right. Nice job putting it down right there. See, the third baseman had to stay back.
So on the sacrifice, Marquez to third, Goad to second. Ligon retired, 1 down, and Gibson, who's 0 for 1, struck out in the third, is the batter.
I want Gibson because I'm going to walk Smith after Gibson.
Yeah. I might walk Smith if Gibson gets on. Smith crushed the ball today.
So we'll see what happens. The infield's in. The play's going to be at the plate. I'm running on contact if I'm the runner at third. Ball goes down. I'm out of here.
Fly ball. This is going to score a
Get
run.
the bat out of there.
Hayashi gets back, makes the catch. Here comes Marquez, and the Falcons retake the lead 7-6 on a sacrifice fly by Scott Gibson.
Great at bat by Gibson. Good AB right there. Got the job done that he had to get done. Kept the ball off the ground. Good AB. Chip sets under nice. Like to caught the ball a little bit more with my throwing shoulder. Hits the cutoff man. And the rest is history.
So Marquez scores, sacrifice fly and an RBI for Gibson. And here's Kevin Smith, who has ripped a double up the alley and scorched a double to left field. And really hit a fly ball really hard too, Coach. 2 for 3, 2 runs scored, but no RBIs because he usually has been starting these rallies. That time he doesn't get a lot on it, but it could be trouble. The first baseman, Zhukov, is back there to make the catch and retire the side. Not before the Falcons jump back in front. They score a run, and it's 7-6 as we head to the 6th from Pleasant Hill.
Hi, I'm Rocco Vialli, and I'd like to welcome you to Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria here in Walnut Creek. Rocco's is a great place for family dining. In addition to serving the best pizza in the East Bay, Rocco's also serves many classic Italian pasta specialties. Make Rocco's your home for your next teen party. Great pizza, great pasta, great people.
Rocco's!
A part of your community.
1 hour and 7 minutes ago, my father brought forth a free documentary on the Civil War. No video store, no trip to the library. For this box is a library of thousands of shows. What is next? Cartoons. We shall now watch cartoons. My name is Tommy, and I have discovered On Demand.
On Demand from Comcast Digital Cable. Call now for this great offer.
And the softball team has joined us now from, I guess the girls had played here, and they're done, which is par for the course that we're in the 6th inning and 2 hours out and still moving along here. But actually, the last couple innings have moved nicely, Coach, as opposed to the first 3. That happens a lot, though. You ever go to a game where it took 2 hours? There's a Giants game, I think, last year. It took 2 hours to play the first 3 innings, and it took 2 hours to play the rest of the game.
Yeah, streaky. Kind of like Jason Richardson's jump shot.
Yes. especially with like a minute left. Hertz Equipment Rental, visit their newest location, Buchanan Circle in Pacheco. But, Coach, I can say that I think the Warriors are finally at least headed in the right direction.
Yep,
I don't know if they're going to get there anytime soon, but they're headed that way. Juros, Jukoff, and Webster for Northgate in the 6th. First pitch swinging. That's a high fly ball, left center field.
Call it now.
The left fielder, Bowker, is there, and he makes the catch for out number 1.
One pitch, one out.
Here's Jukoff, and I'd have to say Jukoff might be the only guy outside of Smith that could tie the game with one swing.
Yep.
He has that kind of power. Moore's still pitching for College Park. He's in line to get the victory if he can get 5 more outs against the Broncos. And, of course, Falk, who came in and has done such an admirable job, is now on the hook for the loss. Jukoff, amazingly today, has yet to hit the ball in fair territory, Coach.
Wow.
He's walked, been hit by a pitch, scored a run back in the 3rd, and struck out to end the 3rd. 0 for 1.
He's looking for some contact.
Jukoff, the coach de Klerk, was telling me, we don't have a lot of stats yet. It's early in the year, but he was 8 for 20, I believe, in the first 4 or 5 games of the season for Northgate. That ball's inside outed to right. Goad makes the catch. 2 down. And now Northgate's down to their last 4 outs, and here's Webster, the designated hitter, who is 1 for 3.
Goad makes this play look a little easy. Gets over there early. I like that. A lot of players will drift to the ball and try to get there right when the ball gets there, and that's when you have problems. You always want to get there early. Nice play.
I don't have the speed to drift. I have to wobble as far as I can get. Goad is a little bit faster than I am. Ball 1 to Webster. Webster had a hit in the 3rd. Ball 2. I think the one big difference, though, in high school is that, and until someone does this, and it'll be interesting, Coach, but you really don't have a closer.
Right.
You know, I think that's where that would be an interesting thing to develop a pitcher. Because in high school, you're lucky if you have 2 good pitchers to begin with. Hit batter. So Webster's on.
You know, sometimes what I used to do was on Tuesday, my Thursday starter might close only in the 7th. Right off the hip.
Well, let me ask you a question. You had, obviously, one of the great pitching staffs of all times when you had 2 guys that actually went into the majors, Jeff Pico and Alex Sanchez. Don't forget Fitness 19, where you can afford to be fit in Walnut Creek. Would you ever, if you were up 10-0 on Tuesday and Sanchez was pitching, would you take him out in the 5th and save him, knowing you were playing someone really good Thursday and might need him in the 7th?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
His name was John Barton.
Well, I remember Johnny Barton, too. His brother played with my brother in Little League in Babe Ruth. So, hey, you were lucky, Coach. You've had, along with Manuel Bermudez, you've had 3 guys that moved into, at least into the minor league ranks of the major leagues.
Yeah, and made me look good.
And, of course, Aaron Miles now playing at, you were around when Miles, you coached him, and Brian Oliver.
Going to see him next Wednesday in Scottsdale.
That's right. The coach is going to spring training.
Rockies play the Giants.
Yeah, I'll have Tony and Clay with me next week for our games. Here's a ground ball up the middle. Marquez behind the bag. Flipped a short. Yeah! In time. Just in time to retire Webster and retire the side. So College Park holding on to that 1-run lead. They lead 7-6 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning from College Park High School.
Tonight's Comcast Game of the Week is made possible by a generous donation from the 19th Hole Casino at West Tregallis Road. Established in 1967, the 19th Hole has been completely renovated. Open 7 days a week, they feature Texas Hold'em, No Bust 21 Blackjack, Low Ball, High-Low Split, Pai-Gow, and provide Keno and lottery sales. Every Tuesday and Wednesday, beginning at 5:30 p.m., is a no-limit Texas Hold'em shootout with winner-take-all. Friday and Saturday night is karaoke at 9 p.m., and Sunday 9 a.m. is NFL football on all 14 TVs. The 19th Hole behind the post office in Antioch.
Bridgehead Self-Storage of Antioch, located behind Kmart off Highway 4 and East 18th Street. Bridgehead Self-Storage has
5x6 to 10x40 24-hour security units for those extra things you just can't fit in the garage anymore. RV and boat storage spaces are also available, and along with packing and moving supplies. That's Bridgehead Self-Storage of Antioch behind Kmart on Highway 4. Thanks again to all our friends from Comcast Game of the Week.
There's a good look at the baseball diamond here at College Park High School. The Falcons at home lead 7-6, bottom of the 6th inning.
The score by innings looks great. Love that.
Very nice. Bowker, Tedmus, and Spinelli here in the bottom of the 6th against Falk. The first pitch is a ball.
Okay, Chris, face it right now, buddy.
Ball 2. So, Coach, when's your first official regular season game this year?
Oh, boy.
I think I'm going on April 22nd, my first one.
Before that, I'm going to see L.A.
Oh, that ball is laced into left field of base. I've been waiting to say laced into left field. Oler up with it, and he holds Bowker to a single. Bowker is 3 for 4 today. 2 singles and a double, a run scored, and an RBI. One of the candidates for our player of the game.
And the pitch was inside. He turned his hips, got his hands inside the ball, and drove it really well to left field. I really like the top of the Falcon lineup.
And here's Tedmus, who's 3 for 3. There's a strike. Falk's done a great job, irregardless, coming in here in the 2nd inning. Northgate trailing 5-0. Even though he's given up 2 runs, he's really held the Falcons at bay since that 1st inning.
He's given his team a chance to win. That's all you can ask for your relievers. But he's got to get his team back in the dugout. It's getting dark, and you don't want, and they're behind, so they got to get back in that dugout in a hurry.
There's a throw to first. Good play by Jukoff over there. Popped up foul behind us and up the hill, but not endangering any more cars that time, Coach, which is always a good thing.
Yep.
I just always have to question why anyone would be the first guy to park in the parking lot. I always park my car way far away from the foul ball area. Now Falk looked like he didn't really want to throw that pitch.
Coach Bunyan has done a good job here. He's had a chance to run Smith, but hasn't run him to try to elongate the inning. And that's exactly what I would try to do. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's Boker down at first base.
He can run too.
Off speed, floats outside a little bit. Two and 2 is the count here to Tedmus. Spinelli on deck. Foul back. He was right on that.
He'd like
Coach.
to have that one back.
The top of the College Park batting order today: Smith 2 for 4, Bowker 3 for 4, Tedmus 3 for 3. Coach,
Wow.
right there, 8 hits.
And some great swings straight back to our camera.
Grounder to third.
That's a tough play.
High hop. DiTomaso keeps it in front of him. And then threw behind the runner there. Coach, I'm going to defer to you on that one.
As soon as he stepped back, I knew he was in big trouble.
So a big E?
I give him an E.
Okay.
You can't let the ball play you. You got to play the ball. And he'll learn that. He's only a sophomore. He'll get better. You see him backpedaling, it's over. Even if he catches it, he can't throw him out from back there. So you want to come in.
DeClerc is out to have a chat with his infield and with the pitcher, Falk.
We got a new pitcher. Number 10.
Oh, we're getting a new pitcher. Number 10 is Dave Bourne, and he was, I'll give Coach DeClerc some credit. He told me it would be Falk and then Bourne, and that's exactly what we've had here. The Comcast Game of the Week brought to you by these great friends of the program. Mazet Pontiac in Pittsburgh, out there on Auto Row, Contra Costa Clean Water Program, and Mr. Funnelhead. Velocity Sports Performance. Charter Funding Incorporated. Dolan's Lumber, Doors and Windows. There's Coach Bunyard with his next couple of batters.
Going back to that play at third base, if you're going to make a mistake, you want it to be an aggressive mistake. It took me quite a while to learn that myself. I played some third base, but you want to make an aggressive mistake.
Image is a 3. Auto Care 2000, Bridgehead Self-Storage and 19th Hole Casino Lounge, Randy's Carpet Care. Fitness 19 in Walnut Creek. For $19 where you can afford to be fit.
That's great.
So Bourne is the third pitcher of
See
the
him
ball
back
game.
up, boom, right there. He'll learn.
Falk works 4 innings, gives up 2 runs, 5 hits.
Did a great job. Really did a good job.
Bourne is a junior, as you can see there.
He saw what DiTomaso did after he bobbled it. He faked to throw to first and looked for a back door. You want to try to make something out of nothing. So that was a smart play. Did a good job.
Spinelli will be the batter. He's 0 for 3 today. He grounded out back in the 4th inning. But you're right, Coach, it's getting a little dark. I even had to take my sunglasses off. I wasn't picking the ball up as well. You can see that there was a little bit of a sun, just a dim sun shining through. Now it's totally cloudy outside, and just a typical spring day in the Bay Area. This is typical Bay. How many times did you coach a game in weather like this, Coach?
Cool. Too many. And I never took my jacket off. I always felt if I put a jacket on, the kids seemed to feel that the coldness was getting to me, and I didn't want any excuses from them. It was too cold. No, I don't want to hear that.
DiTomaso playing in at third. Bunt shown. Throw back to second. And a good play out there by Cerdes to keep the ball from going into center field.
So looking to bunt the ball down third. DiTomaso will only come field it if it's bunted hard, and the pitcher can't get to it. Everything else has got to hold his spot.
There's a strike. College Park looking for an insurance run here. They lead 7-6 in the bottom of the 6th inning. The first week of DFAL play here in the Contra Costa area. Both these teams lost their opening game on Tuesday. But today a much better, much more competitive ball game. There's a ball low. For those of you that are just joining us here on today's broadcast, College Park jumped out to a 5-0 lead in the bottom of the 1st inning. Northgate scored 5 in the 3rd to tie it, and then we kind of went back and forth here until College Park took the lead in the bottom of the 5th inning on a sacrifice fly. Here's a bunt, popped up, and foul.
Now you're in a tough situation here. You keep the bunt on or not. The ball goes up, tells me you didn't. You either drop the barrel down or the ball was above your hands. Sometimes coaches get stubborn and they keep the bunt on to punish the hitter. You know.
But he is the number 4 batter.
That's true. So I'm going to let him swing away here, but let's see what happens. Yeah, at it, baby.
Fastball outside.
Some coaches get really caught up in, I'm going to show him. You better learn how to bunt.
Hey, Coop, base hit right now, buddy, base hit.
It's really, I don't know if I would get subscribed to that in the middle of a 7-6 ball game. Maybe if it was 10-0, you could do that.
That's true.
That is a high pop-up on the infield. Zhukov right in front of the bag at first. Oh, and that's a very interesting play. This is an interesting play here, Coach. I'll have to wait for this play.
You said you've seen it all.
I have seen it all today.
Today.
Zhukov, and the runner really
He was standing on the bag.
standing on the bag. How do you make that call? That is a very tough call. Watch this.
But he's not trying to get out of the way.
Well,
that's the key. Watch this.
Well, let me ask you a question, Coach. If he gets out of the way.
See the little shoulder?
Yeah,
he
did kind of
a little elbow
shoulder
there.
Let me ask you a question, though. If the runner, which is Tedmus, steps off the base into foul territory, if he makes that catch and looks at him and tags him, is he out?
Yes.
Then how do you get off the base?
I don't know. It's a
That's a tough call
this
because
is going to be interesting.
I
right
do. Let's look at it again here. We need another. Watch this again. Watch Tedmus just give him a little Alex Rodriguez elbow here.
Yeah, just a
See
little
that?
bit.
Just a touch.
That's
just
enough
a
to
little
throw
one.
him off.
But that's a tough call right there. How do you determine that? What?
I'd say the batter's out and the runners are staying.
Yeah, I think that's what I'd call too, even though it doesn't seem fair. But I mean, what else can you really do in that situation as the runner?
Right.
You have to hold your position on the bag, especially with Zhukov there. Now, if you're talking about in the baseline or running towards a guy where you don't have to hold that position on the base, then you get out of the way.
Right. I think the right call's been made here. And I can't, I understand where Coach Bunyard's coming from here. Good. I'd like to see Coach DeClerc out there. I always want to keep my nose in there so nobody changes their mind. They're both being gentlemen, and I like that.
I guess the interesting decision, Coach, or whatever decision has been made here. Well, Coach, hold on a second. That was an infield fly.
If caught.
But you can rule it an infield fly. You can rule the batter out.
If fair, that's true.
That was a fair ball. But then the runner can advance once the ball drops.
Okay, so let's see what we got here.
Isn't that right? Once if you call an infield fly, perhaps the wind is blowing or something happens.
Okay, I think he's going to protest the game there. Ready?
Double play?
Okay, call the guy out. He called the batter out on infield fly, as you stated.
Right.
And then he's also calling interference over there.
So it's a double play?
Yes.
Oh, wow. See, I don't understand that call. I don't think that's the right call.
The batter's out.
Well, see, this is an infield fly if the ball's fair. Where's the ball hit?
That's fair.
That's a fair ball. That should just be an infield fly. I don't know how he can rule this guy out, though. That's an interesting call to me. I guess
He's
we'll have
saying
to ask
that he interfered in the catch also. I don't know.
You might have a legitimate claim on the...
Just when you think you've seen it all.
Today we have seen it all. So Spinelli is out on a F3, which we're going to call an infield fly, and then Tedmus is out on interference. Bowker is at second base. DiMaggio is the batter. There are 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th of a 7-6 game, of which, unless a streaker runs across the field, Coach, we will have seen everything in the history of baseball here today. Popped up, almost the exact same place. Zhukov makes the catch, and that retires the side. A very controversial bottom of the 6th inning. And we believe the game actually is now being played under protest if, obviously, College Park was to lose. They lead 7-6. We go to the 7th.
Professional and convenient auto care has arrived. Auto Care 2000. Auto Care 2000 works on American and foreign autos with friendly professional mechanics that know your auto inside and out. Auto Care 2000 will even take your used oil and filter. Caring for our environment. That's Auto Care 2000, open 7 days a week. Auto Care 2000 at 3405 Clayton Road in Concord. Auto Care for the next century and beyond.
Now there's a drug available all across America.
Ecstasy changed my life.
Ecstasy is not for everyone. In fact, it's not for anyone. New studies show that ecstasy is toxic to the body. Side effects may include depression, severe anxiety, hypertension, heat stroke, seizures, heart attacks, liver damage, kidney or cardiovascular system failure, worried parents, loss of friends, isolation, emptiness.
Ecstasy changed my whole life.
Ask your doctor and see why ecstasy isn't right for you.
Still some discussion going on out here between the umpires and the College Park coaching staff. Coach Whitman says that he does not think that there was a protest, but anyway, a very controversial play. We'll have to find out after the ball game just exactly what happened out there. Irregardless, we go to the 7th of a very interesting game here today. 7-6. The home team, the College Park Falcons, lead. Moore still on the mound after this will be his 4th inning of work after he relieved Parr, the starting pitcher. And Northgate here in the 7th. Brendan Falk still in the ball game. Excuse me, this is David Bourne. We had Brendan Falk up there. David Bourne, who came in to pitch, is now the batter. So that means that Falk, who had a big hit and hit the ball very well, does not bat here. It'll be Bourne, Dixon, and Hayashi here. And they're going to have to manufacture a run here at the bottom of the order, Coach.
Yep.
First pitch is a ball. Well, Bourne had an interesting inning of work.
Yes, he did. He was born again.
So many times. There's a strike.
Morse is coming in a nice job here.
From the looks of Coach Bunyard, he looks like he wants to come over and ask you what you saw. Then he turns around and walks back.
Both coaches handled it real well, I thought. I've seen guys fly off.
And there is our 78th ball in the dirt today, Coach.
Uh-oh, I don't like...
There it is again. Yeah, at this point, this is the point though where it doesn't do any good to argue anymore.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's over now. All you got to do is get 3 outs, then you can yell anything you want at it.
That's right. They got that right.
They can't throw you out when the game's over. But right now, 3-1 to Bourne. With Dixon, and the thing you got to be worried about, if you get to the bottom of this order with Hayashi and DiTomaso, is those guys, just if they make contact,
right.
They can get on base.
They make you speed up your throw in the fielding process.
Exactly. 3-1 pitch to Bourne. Ball 4. Can't see the College Park bullpen, Coach, but maybe we can get a high camera shot down there to see if there's anyone working in the bullpen down there.
He's taking the ball. Here he is,
yep,
number
that's
4.
It. So we don't even need to look into the bullpen. Number 4, Mike Weldy is the new pitcher. He'll be the 3rd pitcher of the ball game. So we've had 6 pitchers.
He threw 1 inning on Tuesday.
And number 16 is working in the bullpen, Jordan Smith. Another of that Smith family, Coach, of course, you were mentioning earlier. So Bourne walks. Dixon will be the batter against Weldy. The Comcast Game of the Week is brought to you by these great friends of the program, Rocco's Ristorani and Pizzeria. Thanks for tonight's great crew meal, guys. Brennan Theaters in Concord and Pittsburgh. Be Cool, Hostage, and The Pacifier all are out, and you can see them this weekend. Hertz Equipment Rental, thanks for the scissor lift today, guys. And Fitness 19 for $19, where you can afford to be fit in Walnut Creek. There's Leaf up on the scissor lift here, and Hertz Equipment Rental. Visit their newest location, 305 South Buchanan Circle in Pacheco.
It's an interesting scenario here. Northgate being the visiting team. If it gets too dark, the game is over, and Northgate will not win this game.
That's true. College Park has to bat. I think we can still play at least another maybe 20 minutes.
Now,
Coach.
if Northgate takes the lead and it gets too dark, the lead is erased because it reverts back to the previous inning, and College Park would still win the game.
That's a good one.
So there's a lot of scenarios.
There's a lot of scenarios. There's been way too many scenarios in today's game.
You got that right.
I have to brush up on my rule book. So Weldy is the 3rd pitcher for College Park. Haar and Morris before him. And here's Dixon. Dixon on the day, 1 for 2. He doubled back in the 4th. Scored a run in the 3rd. Bourne is the runner at first base. Coach, are you bunting here? I would think that's probably a stupid question. Throw to first.
Ooh, that's
Bourne
close.
just got back.
Good move.
One thing about Bourne is there's a lot of good stuff you can play with his name.
Oh, yeah.
Like if he's close, you could say, oh, Bourne again.
Yeah.
Or,
Ooh, that was
real. That was real close.
You get the Bourne identity.
Another throw. Lagon made a nice play that time. Dixon is actually 1 for 3. You saw our graphic. There's the bunt down the third base line, and that just rolled foul. And a good play by Gibson, because when it gets down there in that grass, sometimes it kicks back fair.
Hit a little pebble. Never know what can happen. This puts the umpires in a difficult situation because they've got to decide if they can still see the ball or not.
There you go. Dixon, a junior. And 2 sophomores will follow. That pitch is outside. 1-1. Go to first. Real close, Coach.
Yep, got a nice little move. Quick feet, quick hands. Nice compact throw over there. Here's a great shot right there.
Here's the pitch. Bunt, it's in the air. Throw back. Oh, and he throws it away. Oh, they would have had a double play, but Weldy threw the ball away. Bourne goes back, tags, and now is at second base in scoring position. And, Coach, what else can happen out here today?
Wow.
Dixon retired on a little F1, but Bourne goes to second on an E1.
The barrel of the bat got below his hands. That's what popped the ball up.
And what were we saying about quick guys and speeding up your throws, and that's exactly what happened there. This is down where you can't make any mistakes. Hayashi's the batter, 1 for 3, doubled and scored a run in the third. There's a strike. Hayashi grounded out in the 5th. DiTomaso, who's 1 for 2, is on deck. Both of these kids are sophomores, which bodes very well for the future of the Northgate Broncos, Coach. They have a lot of young kids out here.
Yep.
Baptism by fire here today, though. Ball outside. Hayashi's another one of those guys with good speed. If he hits a ground ball to the left side, he's going to force a difficult play by either Gibson or Smith. 1-1. Ball 2.
Staying on the outside corner. It's got to come in here.
Weldy on in relief of Morse here in the top of the 7th. Falcons lead by 1. 2-1 pitch. That ball, that's trouble. I think this game is tied up, and it is. Oh, but rounding first, Hayashi falls. Oh, this is an important play here, Coach. You can see that Bourne comes all the way around to score, but Hayashi fell rounding first base and is held to a single.
So now the scenario that I've talked about before has come into play here. Nowhere for College Park. Oh, great piece of hitting. Ball on the outside. Got to cut that ball off.
Hayashi's second hit of the ball game, an RBI, his first of the game. But he's at first base now, and a throw. I was going to say in this position, with 1 out, you can't bunt because you're giving up that second out.
Correct.
He might try to steal here with Hayashi's speed.
Or hit and run.
DiTomaso 1 for 2. Top of the order, Surdez is on deck. 7-7. Fly ball center field. Actually not even to center. Marquez out in short. Right center makes the catch. 2 down.
Good base running by Hayashi. You never want to get doubled up, so he's off as far as he can get and not get doubled up.
Looking ahead, Coach, the 6, 7, 8 positions will bat for College Park. The same exact spots we started this inning here.
Nice play.
Here's Surdez. A single in the 3rd. 1 for 4 for Surdez. His last at bat, he grounded out to the pitcher.
Now you might send Hayashi with 2 outs.
Ooh. Well, he had a little bit on that one, but it's called a ball. So, Coach, if College Park doesn't get to bat, College Park wins the game?
Yes, they do.
What if College Park gets 2 outs? and they call the game.
Hold on.
You got to think about that
I'm
one.
trying.
Do they? I mean, do they have to finish their at bat?
They have to finish their at bat.
All right. 1-1 to Cerdez.
I tell you right now, the umpires will not stop this game. They do not want to be second-guessed.
Over to first, behind the runner, not in time. Well, we'll never really know because there would have been one out, and the next guy popped up to third.
Right.
You really can't assume that they would have scored a run in that inning. It wasn't like they took a run off the board.
I really like Weldy here. He's got a good demeanor.
Ground ball. Marquez started to move over to second base, comes back, makes the play on to first to retire the side. And we need to get out of here quickly, folks, because it's getting dark. This might be the last chance here for College Park. Tied at 7, we head to the bottom of the 7th.
Take advantage today with rates at record lows. Charter Funding Incorporated of Antioch is your local mortgage broker whose commitment is service with integrity. Charter Funding Incorporated works with many lenders to find the best program to fit your needs. First-time home buyers, 100% financing, no down payment, and interest only. No one is left out. Whether it's a rate reduction, cash out, new purchase, good or bad credit, let the professionals at Charter Funding Incorporated handle all your loan details. Call us today at 776-1700.
It doesn't matter what sport you play. It doesn't matter what position you play. It doesn't matter whether you're turning pro or just starting out. It doesn't even matter how old you are. If you want to maximize your potential, you need Velocity Sports Performance. Velocity Sports Performance. Maximize your potential. We guarantee it.
Back at College Park, 7-7. What a ball game, Coach. This is something that you could put in a time capsule. Want to watch a crazy one. This has been a crazy one. Marquez, Goad, and Lagon here against Dave Bourne here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Coach thinks this will be it. College Park either needs to score a run or it'll be a tie, and they'll have to replay the now they'll just pick this game up the next time they play.
Correct.
So when they play in probably either late April or May
at
over
Northgate.
at Northgate, they'd take it from this point if they can get through the bottom of the 7th. Fouled back.
With the same scorebook in regards to who's played, everything is right where it left off.
So Bourne would have to pitch if that's where he wanted to put it, or then you have to start worrying about pitching in innings and starters and other things like that. So that's an interesting scenario. But,
so Mark's been on base 3 times today.
Yeah, he is. He's
done a nice job at second base.
1 for 1. I think he's played a great game.
Yes.
That's trouble. Right field. But over there to make the play, Alex Dixon 1 out.
And I have liked the way both coaches have coached today. They've done they've done a real fine job with strategy. Ball's on the outside. He took it that way. It's good hitting. Nice defensive play. Now here's a guy who caused some damage here if he gets on base.
Andy Goad, 2 for 3. A double and a run scored, and also an RBI in the first, a single in the 5th, and he's going to have a chat with Bunyard.
And you get 1 offensive timeout. That's his offensive timeout for the inning. And then Coach umpire Restlander held up his finger to say you get 1, and he just had it.
You don't get a 20-second timeout?
No, he's not. And he's trying to get on base any way he can.
And Lagon is 2 for 2 with a sacrifice in the on-deck circle. Gibson would follow if Goat can get on here. Bottom of the 7th, tied at 7.
Good pitch.
Inside out one down the left field line. Oler is there, but it hits and rolls foul.
Yeah, both coaches talked about their,
This is that were he inside out at that one in the first, right in front of DiTomaso.
Ball died and sliced away. Both coaches have talked about their their large staffs, and they both used them this whole week. They've done a good job.
Kind of forced to use them.
Yeah.
After today's game, Northgate will have given up 17 runs in 2 games, and College Park 22. So
the pitchers get some work. They really help them down the. Oh. Good pitch.
Strike 3 to go. 2 down. And the last chance here for College Park, we assume is the last chance, Coach, is Ryan Lagon, the big first baseman, left-handed batter, 2 for 2, had a nice sacrifice. And that actually, with that runner, Marquez moving up, led to what it was the go-ahead run back in the 5th, which is now the 7th run, and we are tied. That was an off-speed pitch that was almost impossible to hit.
Broke down in his shoe tops.
And the next sound you hear after out number 3 will be Coach Bunyard and the nearest umpire, I can guarantee you.
Ooh.
That was a strike on the inside corner. 0-2. I don't think we've ever had a tied game before. We don't go to the shootout?
Nope.
Okay. That would be kind of fun. You hit 5 home runs, and whoever hits the ball farthest wins.
Or the international tiebreaker for softball, put a runner on second base.
Oh, I hate that rule. Oh, Coach, you had to remind me. Some tournament we played in Stockton once. Yeah, put a guy at second. We didn't put a guy at second. Yeah, we had to go through that a few times. Here's the pitch. Off-speed pitch is high. 2-2. Yeah, it's getting a little hard to see, and especially when people, you could probably go shoot a basket or play catch, but when you're facing a 90-mile-per-hour fastball, at least an 80-mile-per-hour fastball, you can't risk any kid's health over a varsity baseball game out here today. There's some of the youth. That's Matt's son out there. Yeah, in the green. 2-2. And that's it. Now let's see what happens. Up. College Park is going back out in the field, folks. I think we're going to the 8th inning. We're going to try to get this one in. 7-7 after 7. We'll be back quickly for the 8th inning here from Pleasant Hill.
I got one. Quick, reel it in. Hey, look, it's already marinated.
No, it's dead, and it's covered with oil and grime. And you don't marinate fish.
It's dead, but why?
Because of that guy. He's dumping his used oil and filter on the ground next to the Delta.
Look, here comes Mr. Funnelhead to save the Delta.
No, the world.
Hey, stop that! Don't you know that by dumping your used oil and filters into the Delta, you're destroying our water supply? Too many gallons of used oil and sewage have already contaminated our waters. And even though the average used oil filter looks empty, it still contains up to a cup of used motor oil. Take your used oil and filters to a certified used oil recycling center where they can properly recycle the oil and filter for a better tomorrow. Call 1-800-NO-DUMPING or check out our website at www.funnelhead.com.
Looks like we're going to go here with the 8th inning, Coach. I'll go out on a limb here and say that this will be the last inning.
Well, Coach, the umpire has just stated that when he can't see it, he'll call it. He just told both coaches.
Of course, there would be some fans who said that started in the first.
Yep.
Sorry, Russ, he set me up for that one. He's done a good job today.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that one call, really, I don't think there's been any real controversy.
And as you stated earlier, there was been 600 pitches, so he's only missed a couple. That's not too bad.
600 pitches, 72 in the dirt, 4 bunts, interference at first base. Someone's car got broken into. I'll tell you, it's like a night at the OC over here. It should be a little bit more interesting, though, inning, Coach, because Juros, Jukoff, and Webster, the 2-3-4, will bat here for Northgate. And then we'll have the 9-1-2 for College Park. There's a strike.
Are we cutting into the CC Rock time here?
No, we're still we're still good. We're at 2.5 hours right now, but we get that 3-hour block. The UFO though coming up. That's a big one for. I know there's guys in Antioch right now waking up just to see that. Oh, that curve. That was a nice curve, but Juros held up 2-1.
find out what year Weldy is.
That's one thing we don't have on College
Yeah.
Park is the years.
Because I like what I see out there.
All I can say, if you read the paper,
Yeah.
the Falcons have some solid returners, but all 9 of their pitchers are essentially varsity newbies. I would think that almost all their pitchers we've seen today are underclassmen.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Maybe a junior.
Folks, that's one thing I was trying to tell that to someone the other day. We don't have like media guides and public relation directors sitting behind us. It's basically me and Coach. And there's a walk, so Juros is on. And here's Jukoff. And if you ever want to say that a guy's kind of due, Jukoff's due right now. Bunyard out to talk to his. I think we're gonna. I thought I saw him motion. Maybe he's motioning. He is motioning. We're going to get another pitcher. A very deep staff here. Number 16 for College Park, Jordan Smith, the 4th pitcher of the ball game. And I'll tell you, Coach, this has been kind of a, I mean, you say it's nutty, but it's fun, too, because it's just not your typical 1, 2, 3, sit down, couple of hits, game's over. This thing has had it all. And Jordan Smith looks like he can bring it. He's big, and he throws hard. Comcast Game of the Week brought to you by these great friends of the program, Zay Pontiac in Pittsburgh, Contra Costa Clean Water Program and Mr. Funnelhead, Velocity Sports Performance, Charter Funding Incorporated, and Dolan's Lumber Doors and Windows. Thanks to all of the great friends of the program here on Comcast. There's Joe Con up on the van. When we can't see Joe, the game's over. That's what the ump just told us. Jukoff, there's Bruce down the line there. He's in the field of play. I'm surprised he didn't get it. Can they call the batter up for him interfering in the field of play?
They kill the player. He gets killed.
Jukoff walked in the first, was hit by a pitch in the third, struck out in the third. If you remember, they batted around that inning, and flew out to right field in the 6th. 0 for 2. And he's the big bopper here in the order, number 3 batter for Northgate. Runner at first, no outs, top of the 8th, 7-7, and Jordan Smith, the 4th pitcher. Throw to first, not in time.
Smith might throw the ball too hard. The umpire can't see it.
I would say Smith can bring it.
Yeah.
Smith looks like a closer.
He's got a little giddy up on it.
Yeah, he looks like a big power closer. Yeah, I think Smith throws harder than anyone we've seen today so far. Maybe Haar had a little bit on his, and Falk maybe early, but this kid has a good fastball.
I kind of heard that one.
I heard it too. I heard it, and then I heard it hit the catcher's glove. That's even scarier.
Right.
See, had a little sizzle on it. Throw to first, not in time.
What's the trail they call it? Leaves like a
vapor trail.
There you go. There you go.
That's like a
whap.
Didn't Euchre use that in Major League? It's nothing but a vapor trail. Yeah, one of those guys hit a home run off Charlie Sheen.
Look out.
Oh!
Ouch.
That hurt. I don't think that one felt like the one before, when Jukoff basically...
Yeah, he's...
Oh, that's it. That's it. That's it. The umpire's saying that... I think what he's saying is he reacted a little late to that.
Yeah. He has to think of the safety of the kids.
That's right, especially with a kid like Smith throwing. And he said he doesn't want anyone to get hurt. And that's basically, I think it's a good call at this point.
We're not stating that there's a problem with the pitcher. We're just saying that it's too dark to see the ball.
Right, it's too dark to see the ball. So this game ends in a 7-7 tie. It'll be resumed at a later date. And just to wrap it up, 7 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Northgate, 7 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors for College Park. We'll take a quick break and be back to wrap this one up from Pleasant Hill.
Seriously.
If you dump your oil, tempers boil, it ends up in the bay. Oh, smile, it's Oil Buster Camera. Don't want your oil to choke us, you're in focus, your neighbors just might say. Smile, it's Oil Buster Camera. Well, it's not fun to pay a It's not fun to talk to police as the neighbors walk on by. So now you're reeling, how's the wallet feeling? A big fine you're gonna pay. Smile, it's all Buster Camera. Smile, it's all Buster Camera.
The officials are still discussing this. I don't know why anyone would argue this, Coach. To me, this game needs to be called. It's too dark to play. Now we're still having the discussion about the fly ball. We got to wrap this one up. As I mentioned, 7 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Northgate. 7 runs, 14 hits, 2 errors for College Park. There was no winning pitcher and there was no losing pitcher. There was no game-winning RBI. And the time of the game really doesn't matter because it's not over.
It was long. It was long.
It was a long game. Let's say goodnight to all of our great friends of the program, as this is the longest delayed hand clapping in the history of baseball is going out here right now. Unbelievable. We've seen it all today, folks. The Comcast Game of the Week brought to you by these great friends of the program. Coach Bunyard's getting his money worth right now, too, isn't he? Rocco's Restaurante and Pizzeria in Walnut Creek. Brendan Theaters in Concord and Pittsburgh. Hertz Equipment Rental. Velocity Sports Performance. Contra Costa Clean Water Program and Mr. Funnelhead. Mazet Pontiac in Pittsburgh. Charter Funding Incorporated. Fitness 19. Other friends? That's it. That's the end of the friends. Folks, it was a crazy one. Next week, Alhambra versus Northgate. Will Northgate have recovered after all this, Coach? Coach won't be here. Tony Schultz will be with me on Tuesday. For John Whitman, this is Dan Wall reminding you of our final score. 7-7. College Park and Northgate. They'll finish this one later in the year. It's been a high school sports production brought to you by Comcast and Walnut Creek. Thanks for watching, and good night, everyone.